Hello and welcome everybody to the Pro League for the finals. My name is Artie. I'm joined by the beautiful, the effervescent Jerry the Music Man, and welcome into EU Playday number 1.
That's lovely. I don't think I've ever been called effervescent, Artie. It's a joy to have you here on the mic with me. And yeah, we are here for EU Playday number 1. I am very, very happy to be repping the EU amongst the caster cohort for the moment. It's exciting at the moment. Of course, it's there's more than just me and you involved in this, but perhaps we should talk a little bit about what this is. Why are we here? What's going on, Artie?
Well, today is the day that it all starts. It has been a long road to get up to this point, but we're finally in what is commonly known as the playoffs. And I've got my nice little cheat sheet here, this little chart that tells me every little bit of action, including who's going to win. Oh, wait, no, I can't say that on broadcast, but I could say we're going to see who's going to be playing. We've got 4 days for split number 1 over here, and today, obviously, being day 1, you get to see the very beginnings, the inklings of what's going to happen with our top 12 teams from EU.
Absolutely. So just to break that down a little bit further, we have 4 groups going on. or sorry, 3 groups going on every single day with 12 teams. Over the 4 play days, those groups are going to be swapped about because this is cash out, and it means that we're going to have a different set of teams facing off against each other every single week. So we'll start with Group A today and move our way through to Group C with a total of, what's that, 4 cash out rounds times 3 groups, 12 matches for you on the docket for the next few hours. I couldn't be more excited because, RD, I absolutely love cash out. It is my favorite mode to cast. It is chaotic. It is pure finals.
It absolutely is. It's also, really important to mention the fact that for the finals, there have been so few real pro events. And so this one being one of the very few that has come through over the last couple of months to make sure that we're giving all these players a home to play the real finals at a professional level on broadcast. And it couldn't be any other way. It really couldn't.
No, that is, you can't hammer that point home more than you can, Andy, because it really is that this league has been built from the ground up with all the players in mind. Everything from, the frequency of matches to the point distribution to all the rules and things, they've been built not just with the players in mind, but from the players' voices. So it really is what the pro scene should look like going forward, and this is the proving ground and the testing ground for exactly that. It's a great year. We know what's coming for the finals, so yeah, this is the place to be.
100%. And the other place to be, Jerry, is if you're a contestant, it's going to be in the lobby, So this is going to be our first group that we check out today. And Jerry, I believe you have casted a lot more of the EU games than I have, but there are a couple teams here I'm familiar with, being Aimers and Divine Dead.
Yeah, well, Aimers occupy one of the invitation spots for this league, and they have been impressive. We saw them competing even at the weekend in the Ruby Grind event. Perzon, Atelco, and Therios, the now notorious light bow player on Aimers Red, an exciting prospect. Divine Dead, also a sort of a staple team within the scene. They qualified after a very shaky first qualifier. They got here through the second time of asking with absolutely no doubt. They raced their way through, went completely undefeated, and were the top seed in that one. Crutches and Gamblers round out the first group, Group A here today. Crutches consisting of Basics, Yoip, and Bronx. They just made it through at the last moment in the final qualifier, and then Gamblers, slightly better known team with the moniker of being the first team to actually make it into the league not being invited. So they're definitely up there in terms of ranking. Folin, Kiriki, and Devil's Work. Absolutely watch out for the Gamblers. They are possibly my dark horses of the entire tournament.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely, every single person here, remember, has fought through the qualifiers. They have fought through the last couple of hard work weeks to make sure that they can represent themselves up in the top 12. And so even though we've even got a team like Divine Dead sitting at 12th seed, it doesn't necessarily matter because these teams are all starting on a fresh slate here for the playoffs. That being said, this group is going to be pretty spicy because Aimers Red, of course, the one, the only Atelco. So it's going to be quite a game out there today.
Absolutely, yeah. There's some well-known players, and yeah, Atelco's probably prime among them. Not just a talented player, but also a great content creator. So definitely go check out his stuff if you're not familiar. Does stuff in French and English as well. So very. It sort of encompasses a lot of the final scene. There are a lot of French players in the scene, and yeah, there's going to be plenty more of those in the rest of this tournament as well. But it looks like we're just about ready to go into our first map, and it is, where else would we kick it off but the newest addition to the finals, Las Vegas Stadium, Ardy.
I love it. And I mean, hey, I'm from Hawaii, and we commonly refer to Las Vegas as the 9th island. So it is kind of fitting that we start here. So check this out. It is going to be a solid HML split there coming out from Aimers Red. Let's check out the rest. Kireki, we got a lot of lights actually in the lobby today.
Yeah, it looks like, well, based on what teams were running during the qualifiers and what I've seen of these teams in other events, HML is the way to go for the most part. Funnily enough, we did see a HMM team win that event recently, but that was definitely an outlier. So every team in the lobby right now running HML. and we get things kicked off. So yeah, it really is. I absolutely love Vegas. Look at us worming our way through this miasma of action, and here we go. First engagement comes out on top of the archway. Is between the purple and the red side. That is Crutches and Gamblers. If you check the top of the screen, as I just did, it will tell you everything you need to know, and it will also tell you in the bottom, in the top left, that Gamblers just got wiped after that fight. A fantastic engage from Crutches. In the meantime, Divine Dead getting wiped out by Aimers Red on the other side of the map. So both orange and purple teams now taking their vaults to their respective objectives.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the Gamblers, they definitely tried their luck at the slots here in Vegas. Did not work out well for them. But you know what they say, Jerry? It is a 50-50 chance. You either get it or you don't. So they're going to respawn here after their team wipe. They're going to come back in. This time we're looking at Aimers Red over on the garage cash out. And Divine Dead, they have spawned a pretty good place to come and rechow up on Aimers. So let's see that as Aimers start to look as they're trying to get over to height. But they're cut off halfway through by Divine Dead's rotation. I see a jump pad being used on both sides here. A lot of split action going on.
Yeah, and this is one of those things, just keeping track of what's going on. But I do love the new third-person view that we get. We get to witness these beautiful angel wings on the back of Alone in Paris. He's not alone, though. He has the support of his team, and they are going for a push underneath this site. They've managed to clear out a hole and get in through it, but the prep C4 will bring them down. The dome comes out and they continue to stick the steel, but he falls off as they reach some pressure. The heavy just gets melted through there. That wasn't part of the plan. It's going to be a little bit harder now for them to keep themselves up. Oh, they meet some aggression from the light at the side, and now they're trying to find their way back up as we see this sort of top-down engagement as the orange team. Oh, he goes in. He can't quite find him though, Arnie.
Yeah, there we go. Where's the last guy? There's a res coming up through on the right-hand side, but Aimers Red, they are holding this out pretty well. All three players still up heavy, just sort of looking for the smoke anywhere they can get it. One medium has been removed. That's the last player, Divine Dead. He almost got away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Ruh-oh. Well, those timers are pretty low right now, and we can pretty much guarantee that cash out is safe. But we're turning our attention to cash out B as Crutches defend for their lives. They're stationed underneath here. This is quite a nice little spot. You're probably very familiar with it if you've played plenty of Vegas. Out goes the C4 there. It did get a hit marker as the seal was attempted. They've fallen off. Out goes the RPG. Brings it down yet another level. No, that's the DMAT that brought it down. And now he brings out that shack. Melts through one. Can't quite get the finishing blow. There it is, securing Kireki. And that is the final player. The wipe as well as the cash out. Very confident play from Crutches.
Wow. I mean, not to mention the fact that we just got, you know, pretty much every single bit of both of those cash outs. That's pretty fun. 15K in the bank for both of these teams. Only a singular kill separates Crutches from Aimers. But Aimers, well, if they just proc the vault, that's going to make up the difference right there. Now, we're going to be trying to figure out what the angle will be for Crutches and Gamblers to try and get through on the next set of cash outs. Remember, it's the first one. Doesn't really matter. But comes to the vault fights, hey, maybe you can reclaim a little bit of that aura by at least winning a vault fight. But even if you don't win the vault, doesn't matter. It's a cash out we really care about coming into it. So after these rotations, Aimers Red, they are moving towards the nearest cash out. They did get it started, but Gamblers, they're really hot on their tail. But already two members of Gamblers going to go out as Aimers Red just, they wiped them before I could finish the sentence, Jerry.
Yeah, no, Aimers Red have, you know, they are the one team in this group that have that claimed their spot without going through the qualification process. They were just invited, and I mean, they're making a case for it right now. That is the kind of thing. All these teams that have been invited, and there are a few of them, they do need to justify it, right? Because they didn't have to go through the arduous qualification process. And, you know, winning this first game, or at least leading the first game as it stands, goes some way to doing that.
Oh, yeah. And when we start to look at, you know, how Gamblers or how Crutches start to adapt, it's going to be the next sort of fight here that really makes or breaks these teams. So there is enough time. If Gamblers just W keys and dies here, they can come back in for one more. But they have to make at least one of these fights work. If they take their time, then it's only one shot. So are they going to take their time? Are you going to commit? Are you going to find it? Looks like the light player poking, prodding, trying to figure out, okay, what's the hold looking like? But Are they aware that Atelco in his massive brain has split Aimers Red into 3 distinct locations around the cash out? Well, we'll find out. Glitch Grenade possibly about to go through as the DMAT opens the wall. Check over on Crutches, and they're doing a pretty good job holding out, but Gamblers start the steal, Jerry. Where's Aimers?
Hopping over to see, and yeah, you're right. That steal is successful from Devil's Work. Just found the tight little corner to get it done, and now he does manage to escape with not too long left on the timer. Kiriki has gone to minimal HP, and his heavy is gone as well. Actually, there is the heavy being brought back up. The gas goes out. This should be enough to protect the point for the moment. In fact, it had been stolen back, so now they need to get it once again. Is he going to survive the burst? No, he isn't. Fantastic tackle down there from Gamblers as they protect their booty, and that has really brought them back into the game all of a sudden.
Wow, I mean, you know, for at the very least for Aimers, they know how to make a good play, but you know, 23K in the bank, they are going to go down to second place as soon as Crutches finishes up this cash out. Still another vault there ready to go. It's Gamblers going to be getting the proc first before anybody else. Question is, will they be uncontested? Because Divine Dead, well, if they want to get on the board, they got to start now. Looks like Divine Dead is already on their way to start to contest this vault. Possibly going to be seeing a little bit of gateway work coming through, but no. For now, Gamblers waiting. Oh, unfortunately, their life player went away. So that is an unfortunate end for that, as we get to see the live wires walk away with this. It's Divine Dead.
Yeah, Divine Dead definitely need this. It's the, you know, they're sitting on 4K. And realistically, they don't just want this, they'll want a bit more. So they might have to try and kind of split their resources a little, fight for the other cash out should it go in. They do get the plug there, of course, and that puts them on 8K. Within touching distance of second place, but of course, with plenty of time for that other vault to be moving, it looks like it will get plugged, and that is in A. So we do have a split final cash out, both A and B. Looks like orange, that is, of course, Aimers Red converging on this position. They want to go in before Crutches can even get set up.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the scary point, right? Is they know that Crutches is going to be one of the more capable teams in this lobby here, and they're just going to go full frontal. They want time to be able to reset in case it doesn't go their way. Pharaohs actually throws a glitch barrel. It hits one through the floor, but unfortunately, that floor does not really, you know, act as best conductor for Glitch Barrel. We're gonna still try to stick that steal one more time, at least try to bait him out. I do love this play. They're not necessarily committed to the steal. They're just trying to make sure they can get somebody out and gun them
they
down.
get it?
But the steal comes through anyway. They're able to stick through it, calling their bluff. Crutches, though, on their way to take out Pharaohs. He's using the new ARN. With the buffs, it is hitting pretty hard, but not able to hit hard enough as he unfortunately has to leave the fight as a Telco in person go down. Jerry, it's Crutches back in control.
Yeah, and the solo light just really unable to contest the 3. I am disappointed to see him on the ARN, I gotta be honest, after we saw the work he was doing with the bow at the weekend. But yeah, certainly more consistent option, particularly in the chaos of cash out. Unfortunately, though, now with only about, what, 45 seconds left, if I do some quick maths with the timer at the top, it looks as though Crutches sitting pretty at the top of the table. Gamblers, who were behind at the start, have secured themselves likely the other cash out. Telco struggling to find his way through. They are getting down. They have the one DMAT charge, or now another DMAT charge remaining. Doesn't really go to plan. Hop outside and find far more engagement than they were perhaps expecting, as the pink team off in the distance do manage to take down some purples, but out goes a Telco. A good dive in there. Ferios there to try and get the steal last minute. Will he manage it? No. In come Crutches, protecting their bounty as they need to. And he gets the kills. He managed to take out Yoik, but it looks as though the timer is against him now. Some great stall work coming out from Bronx, the light player on the side of Crutches. And that is the round, with Crutches coming out on top. Gamblers a comfortable second.
Wow, I did not expect to see Gamblers come back like that, but that was a comeback very much needed. Like I said before, for the Gamblers, they're at home here at Vegas. You either get it or you don't. 50-50. They walked away in second place after a rough start, but that's the finals, baby. Look at Koreki, 7 elims on the medium. You do love to see it. HML across the board. Top heavy over and check out Divine Dead. 3, 2, 1. Not bad. We're getting there. We're waking up. It's early in the morning, at least for me here in Hawaii. We'll just assume that it's early in the morning for them too.
Unfortunately, EU tournament, Artie. It's nice and cozy in the evening. These guys should have been awake by now. And yeah, that excuse just doesn't fly for Divine Dead. They are better than this. But I do want to point towards the fact that Aimers Red getting the most kills in the lobby as a team, but not getting in that top 2 spot. Does make a difference though, getting those kills. Of course, in this cash out tournament format, we do assign kill points, so those scoreboards are important, and the standings at the very end of each match don't necessarily tell the full story. So we'll get those sort of processed over the next few minutes, and we'll get an idea of where those standings lie, because I do think that Aimers Red with those kills may have helped themselves and may be contesting for the actual second place at the moment.
Absolutely, because for Aimers Red, it was that first cash out where I believe it was Crutches that, or no, not Crutches, it was Gamblers that was just running it down every single time. And I think they had 3 team fights on just the first cash out. So regardless of how close or far away every other fight was, because that second cash out that was really almost theirs, it was only 1 team fight because it was a really late start to that. But like you said, kill points do absolutely matter, and so putting yourself in that position, well, it's very good for Aimers, but I think for the other teams, they might be realizing after they see the scores, oh, hey, yo, we got to actually pay attention.
Yeah, that's definitely something to take on as well. Divine Dead at the moment, not only did they fall at the bottom of the leaderboard in the cash department, but they also didn't get the kills. So they're going to be already at a massive disadvantage in this group. And of course, these points, they add up. We're very early days. This is just the first week of 4. We've got this match. We've got another 3. So yeah, we'll be, breezing through these, and there's absolutely a chance for Divine Dead to kind of rescue it. So they got to wake up. That's the main thing. I was really impressed by some of the plays on Crutches in particular. They were excellent at defending that final cash out. Not once, but twice. They were really put to the sword, and they came out on top with some nice stall plays and some really, just smart movement, some smart positioning around that cash out.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, because that's what I wanted to talk about, was the fact that Crutches has shown that they have the highest level of understanding of that timing play, because usually what you'll see is that when a team has a cash out, they have the DMAT. Okay, well, we'll hit the DMAT and we'll stop them from stealing. We'll just fight right there. But if your goal is time, you don't need to fight right there. You just need to get them off. And so DMAT, get the little fight going, shoot them, make sure they stop, and then close up that door. Close up that door. No need to keep that fight going up, because you got one more DMAT charge left after you do that, which means you can now jump out and fight yet again. And so when it comes down to just seconds, 15 seconds on the clock, well, at a 7-second steal, you got to do your best to make sure you have as many of those stall potentials as you want.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's a bit too early to call this in particular, but my expectations going into this match, I was looking at the kind of the rankings, how teams did in their qualifiers. They've been flipped on their head a little bit here, because Crutches coming into this, they're up against Aimers Red, who've been invited. We know the quality that Etelko, Perzon, and Ferios can deliver, and of course they came out very high in terms of kills this round. They're up against Gamblers, who were the first seed in the first qualifier, the first team to qualify for this tournament overall, and Divine Dead, who were the first team to qualify in the second tournament. So, some very, very strong teams. Crutches, so I didn't have high hopes for them, it's got to be said. But, it just goes to show how tight the competition is at this level. And also, a bit of a disclaimer, those qualifiers, they were, a few weeks ago, and they were in 3 versus 3 format. So it's a very different ball game when you're in cash out, where you're having to manage these very different styles of play and different objectives. And of course, the big asterisk over all of this is we're only 1 game in, Arlie. So let's just see how Sis Horizon goes.
Yeah, we'll see. I love Sis Horizon, and one thing as well that we gotta take into consideration is that in that last one, we did accidentally have NA servers, but now we're back on EU, back to let all these players get in with as low ping as possible. And here on Sis Horizon, you have a new opportunity to see these teams get started as if it's the first one, right? We still have a lot of HML. We still have DMAT only. We have a lot of Mesh Shield and Winch Claw going through as well. I do like seeing that here coming up from Gamblers, the Winch Claw. Hopefully we get a couple good plays from it. And the Invisalite rather than the Dash that we see most of the lights pulling in this lobby.
Yeah, and interesting as well, because obviously, you know, you might feel, oh, I didn't do too well on that last server with the Dash Light, but yeah, it's a very different ballgame when you're on the right kind of server, hey? So, Foden going in to try and make something of his light teammate sacrifice there, but can't do it, and now Devilsworth left in a 1 versus 3 against the orange team, spraying for all he's worth, but he can't take down the Frogman in front of him. Ferios comes out on top there. And that'll be a nice early wipe in the favor of Aimers Red. They are really doing the business when it comes to fragging.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, I think that for them, they're like, hey, this is something that we're really good at anyway. Warming up all day in team deathmatch. Let's go for it. Let's just play the kills game. Well, what even is a cash out, Jerry? But look at this intense aggression coming out from Divine Dead as they take a gateway all the way up to start and go up for Crutches. Cash out. Cash out B. Still being held down as Crutches go for the lower deck as they're holding out. But Gamblers, they are quick to start this aggression. Dematting the floor, trying to find one out. There's a medium removed from the lobby. But it's traded out here as both the heavy and the medium on the side of Crutches go out. It's a 1v1 light v light. Crutches v Gamblers, and it's going to be... Oh, sorry. Divine Dead, that's Raze. Incredibles. Divine Dead actually take this through. I think I mistakenly called them the Gamblers the entire time there.
Yeah, no, maybe some colors being a bit, no, you're right. Yeah, that was Rose just coming out big there. Incredible stuff, and of course that means that they can go for that steal at the end of it. Finally, something goes Divine Dead's way. That's the headline there. Now, as we turn our attention to Cash Out a nice little winch claw to bring that in, and the barricade comes up. They're building a fortress around this steal. The question is, can Aimers Red react in time? That they do. They send out that glitch, and it sends them scattering. They fall back. Both Folin and Devil's Work a little bit worse where they need to get that heavy up, and they just want to wait for the heal to come by. But unfortunately for them, Aimers Red are converging. They are crashing down upon the incumbent team, and now goes Folin. They're just hunting for the last one. Where is he? They're going to hold on that totem for the time being. I think they found it. They smell blood in the water, and they get the wipe. Gamblers are smashed to pieces. They're not finding it quite as easy as they were on their home turf of Vegas there, Ardy.
Oh, but here we are going back into the other cash out, the other side over by campus, and it is a bloodbath, or a coin bath, you could say. Best Rig, he's just going to stick this. He's just going to big dick this. Oh, apologies. He's going to make sure he can maintain standings and possibly have enough time to steal the cash. He knows he's got to be there. The shield. Possibly they do have time. No, they don't, unfortunately. Oh, they do. They got it. Wait, what? What happened? No, it was the other one. Come on.
Yeah, they missed it. They missed it. We have to do some quick maths, like our eyes darting to various corners of the screen to work out what's going on there.
I was like, I heard the steal, but it was not this cash out.
So deceptive. Bestrig doing some work there with the Shack, taking out some players, but unfortunately, it's one of those ego fights going on, particularly meaningless after the cash out is confirmed. On the other side of things, Aimers Red looks like they've gained their cash. Etelko falling back under heavy pressure from Orange Team. That is Aimers Red coming in hot and taking him out. But speaking of hot, Person catches fire as he tries to escape. The rest of his team around him have been murdered. So he's trying to find a way out. This heavy obviously is going to be making a bunch of noise, stumping rounds. Can't regroup with the rest of his team either. He doesn't really have an easy access point to those totems. He just has to back out and concede the ground to Gamblers, who will be very thankful to get this vault started.
Yeah, they needed that money, right? 2K in the bank for the Gamblers. That's not enough to hit the tables of Vegas like I would like to. But over on this Horizon, it's more than enough to get your tuition or pay your ticket into the museum, which looks like that could be where Vault 4 is headed. But we check out to see where the next cash out contestation will come from. Little fight come through with Divine Dead. The Shack 50 hitting like a ton of bricks, but that Mesh Shield is doing quite a lot of work to maintain form. But Aimers Red, they're going to get a team wipe in here real quick on Divine Dead. That's going to hurt their bottom line quite a bit. But for Gamblers, Cash Out D is nice and secure. For Crutches, they got C under control. Aimers Red having removed all the rest of the competition. Now it's just going to be Aimers versus Crutches to see who can come in control of C.
And the aimers under the cosh here. They did well to survive that initial assault, but we see the res coming through from Person. So we leave this perspective for a little bit while there, but down goes the light that they just rezzed, and that is the wipe. Successful against Aimers Red. Crutches claim control of C, and the leaders as it stands are wiped. So we could be seeing a bit of a scramble at the moment. We could be going, if the scores stay as they are and cash outs don't chase hands, the final wave of cash outs in this map are going to be an absolute doozy.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, this is kind of looking like a rerun of Vegas. If we're looking at the score lines, we're looking at the order of the teams coming through here. And for Gamblers, they're sitting a little bit better than they were before. Right now, Divine Dead is about to rush into them. Cash Out D looks like it could be under a pretty fun fight in just a second. Looks like that red barrel's ready to drop it. See what's going to happen is Divine Dead. They're looking for this fight. They go up to the staircase here. Cash Out D has been rotated slightly over to the sideline here. The gateway has been placed. They come up from above.
Huge move, and the winch comes out, and it does pick someone up at range. That's a long stun. Alone in Paris is a goner. Incredible play. They do have to contend with the light, who is still alive on the side of Divine Dead, but he has been taken out. Rose melted. They do have time to secure the steal. An excellent maneuver pulled off there.
Wow, Gamblers, they're going to come in control here, but now it's time for Aimers. There's just a few seconds left on that cash out. We know that this team knows how to get that timing just right. The shield slightly off to the side of Atelco, but is he going to be able to stick it? He holds through, and the team, they get the kills. Divine Dead is gone out of here, and Crutches unable to hold on to that. Aimers Red, they're coming out in swaths.
Incredible last second steal there from Aimers Red. All of the utility dumped into protecting that last second steal. It's a great strategy. You don't need to win the fight if you go for the last second steal. You just need to body block, to shield, to dome. Sometimes it's even better than, you know, trying to time your fight for 20 seconds prior to that. Just save the time, go for the objective. It worked like a charm.
I was so nervous because he was not inside that dome shield. He missed it. He slid out, but it did not matter. That was crazy. Well, we're now down to the last set of vaults here. Vault 6 is already well on its way, but this is Divine Dead we're looking at. They need to get this plug. They need to be able to hold on to it all the way through, but check out Gamblers. They're holding on to Cash Out A, but there's two teams coming in for the fight here, Jerry.
Oh, goodness me. Mega damage on your screen. That is very representative of what's about to happen here. Great burst down there as Atelco snatches that and gets the plug for the final cash out. That is a nice hefty chunk of money just for getting the plug, and they are sitting pretty as it stands. Atelco taking some flack, but he does fire some warning shots back and is able to retreat. Person, though, gets melted off screen. Foden traded out, it seemed.
He's able to just throw out those APSs like it's nothing. And, you know, it's such an easy thing to do. You press your button, you press the left click. But the way that he can just do it mid-movement, hits every time where it needs to. I just love the small tech like that coming out from these teams, to just be able to not think about it and do everything you need to. Atelco, look at that. The movement is perfect. Oh, but we're going to jump over to Cash Out A. We can see Gamblers throwing that thing out of the campus into the alleyway. They're going to have a nice bit of cover to hold on to this. Over on the other side of the map, though, Crutches holding on to Cash Out B. It's up on an upper platform. They are dealing with, I believe that's Divine Dead. And looks like Divine Dead, Aimers Red, they're just still fighting it out in the middle of both the cash outs, not deciding where to go yet.
This is a problem because the cash outs aren't that near each other, but they're close enough that these two teams getting caught in the crossfire, they may find themselves, you know, getting the worst of both worlds here as they take chunks out of each other. It is Divine Dead who fall in that skirmish, and the option that Aimers Red decide to go for is B. They are heading the direction of Crutches. Now, bear in mind that Aimers Red are in a position where no matter who gets this final cash out, they stand to top the lobby in terms of cash. That could all change, of course, with kills changing hands, and it's very close to that threshold on the other side of things. They decide to full send it onto B, getting some domes down, getting their utility out. Atelco has been taken out. Perzon as well now, and Ferios decides, nah, we've got to abandon ship here.
Yeah, I mean, for aimers, they don't need the money, right? They're chilling up at first place, and they do not care. But for them, it's all about getting those kill points, all about just maintaining standings. And to be honest, this is what I love about Pro Hubs. This is what I love about the Pro League of the finals, is that you get teams like this that are just playing the meta. Not only are they playing cash out better than anybody else, they're also just going for kills. They're like, hey, how does the scoring work in the finals? How does the scoring work on the scoreboard? How does all it's so good.
Yeah.
Pharaohs looks like it was a slight DC on that.
Oh, interesting. Well, of course, no better time for it at the end of the round. I'm sure he'll be able to sort himself out. But yeah, once again, we see Aimers Red at the top of the leaderboard in terms of kills, but this time they get the most cash. In fact, look at the cash totals. Dead tied at the end of it with Gamblers, but they still claim the first spot. So, Gamblers, of course, doing quite well. And in fact, basically across the rest of the board, decent kills. And once again, Divine Dead lacking in that department.
Wow, but 21 kills total for Aimers Red. That is going to make a huge mark on their points coming up later. We look over at Crutches coming in with the second place as far as kills are concerned. But cash is still king. And yeah, to see the top two teams there fully tied up, kind of crazy. But Jerry, compared to Vegas, how are we looking as far as macros, as far as team timings? Are we getting a little bit tighter? Are we getting a little bit closer up? Because you got to remember, teams at this level, if they've been playing, let's say that they've just been playing ranked all day, right? They're winning first place every single time. There's nobody matching them. Now they're all in a lobby together. It's a little bit different than your typical Emerald ranked lobby, Ruby ranked lobby.
Yeah, you've got to get the scrim time in is one of the big differences, right? You've got to be practicing against your peers. You can't just be relying on ranked all the time. So yeah, that's the biggest advice I can give to any team, really. But from map to map, Vegas to Cis Horizon, we did see a bit of tightening up. It certainly looked like the timing on some of those steals was far better and far better coordinated as well than they were on Vegas. We got to see a bit more of the gunplay this time around, which was nice, and we were rewarded with the fact that, you know, they're on the European servers now. They're starting to click a bit more. So yeah, it's good to see that as we ramp up throughout the day, the players are ramping up, and I just really want to see Divine Dead switch on, because once we get a full lobby of teams that are all punching each other's weight, then it's going to feel like a proper meaty contest. At the moment, it feels...
Hey, that's how it's always been, though. Let's be completely honest. Let's not try to, lighten
True,
it up. When
yeah.
we're talking about the finals, we're talking about the EU scene, the first name that you think of is a telco, right? And they're making a name for themselves. For a telco, this is everything. And he is not going to be going down without a fight. And to see them put in the work like this, and I mean, it's looking good. You've also got rifles across the board for them. So they've got the ability to go in hard at range. They also have the ability to close that gap and play close together. This is so much fun now that the Light has the ARN. They're able to round this out. I mean, Shaq 50, FAMAS, ARN. This is a lot of damage from any distance.
Yeah, it's the most reliable that you can go to. And considering a few seasons ago we were in a shotgun meta, this could not be more difficult. Now, the eagle-eyed Amanchi may notice the absence of a heavy on the side of Divine Dead. We'll get some confirmation as to why that is, but for the time being, looks as though they are suffering from, having just one player in. But we can pause the lobbies, so that's great.
We have pauses now. We have... all of the things that we've been asking for in the custom lobbies, Embark, our Lord and Savior, has delivered. And so, yeah, we can pause it. We can take a look around Skyway Stadium. We can try to figure out what this has going for it. Now, High Rise is my favorite edition of Skyway, just because of the fact that it changes up the dynamics, the rotations, better than any other stadium variant in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a very exciting one. It does change it. I would argue under construction on
Under
Seoul.
construction on Seoul.
Yeah.
It's kind of the
But
same vibes,
besides
though.
that, yeah, you are right. It does the same kind of thing. It takes the middle of the map and it raises it high into the sky. Of course, the only difference is that on the regular Seoul, you don't get the middle of the map at all. So,
Right.
yeah, slight difference, but you are completely right. It gives you that center point. It creates, interestingly, more cover across the map by having this huge pillar in the middle of it. So, you know, keeping track of things from one corner to the other actually becomes a little bit harder unless you are, of course, on that high ground, and then you are the kings of the castle.
Oh, yeah. So we are going to be unpausing now. Everyone is back in, but the team that had that DC, they are going to have to res that trophy up. Just a couple more seconds off the wipe, but it's going to be all good. Divine Dead, 2 players, but a lot of passion coming up against Crutches over there towards the Market District. We'll see if they're going to be able to take this fight fully. But
Yeah.
we'll jump back over to Open Office, and we got Gamblers, we got Aimers. Oh, we don't got
Well,
Gamblers
we
anymore.
don't go Gamblers anymore. Yeah, they're gone. that was well, ruthless from Aimers, and yeah, it's what we've come to expect from them, it seems. In the meantime, Divine Dead have taken their time. Of course, they wanted to get that third up so that they could take this 3v3, and they have done so. But Ollie already has been taken down to minimal HP, has to go for that slow heal because, of course, there's so many DMATs running about nowadays. We don't see the heal beam, and it can cause these fights to kind of ebb and flow in a very different way to how you might be used to if you were watching Pro League or any sort of pro competitive scene a while ago. Bestrig under a lot of pressure here as his medium has been taken down. What a turn and burn! The unbelievable C4 and the RPG just melts his opposition. Unbelievable that stuff there. Let's see if he can pull some more heroics, as it seems his teammates have managed to get back up.
Oh, man, that is peak. I mean, 9 HP escaping with something like that. I mean, you know, he took like, what, 1 tick of damage, so it resets his timer, but who cares at that point, right? Now, we jump back over. We're looking at the estate sponsored by Volpe. We're seeing Gamblers hold up at the top. They have used that winch claw to pull the cash out of the garage, once again into the alley. I love seeing teams use this strat, and to be honest, it's only Gamblers running winch claw, so it's only Gamblers that's able to bring that tactic out of here right now. And for Gamblers, they are about to get jumped on by Divine Dead, but we're looking at a big, long fight here up in the center of the map of the residential district, where well, Aimers Red is trying to fight up with Crutches, but then we get Crutches to turn around saying, hey, we're gonna bully Gamblers too.
Yeah, they're just taking bites from every plate. It's just whatever they can find, whatever they can get. Happy to cause chaos on that B site. Issue is, though, the timer on both ends. I don't think that Aimers Red are going to be in a situation where they can tackle onto a point unless they get going very quickly. Divine Dead haven't left it to chance. They've gone straight in over here. They have taken chunks out of Kiriki and the rest of Gamblers as they try to defend B. Doing so successfully at the moment, but Crutches have found their opportunity to go straight onto that point. They've got the goo down, they've got the mesh shield. They're trying to stick it. In goes the Cerberus, and it does the work. But there's another attempted steal. Is the timer in his favor? Around comes the Invis Light. He just has the body block. And there's the steal at the last possible second for Crutches. They had got that wipe. Gamblers and Divine Dead out of the lobby. But the cash goes the way of both Aimers Red and Crutches for their first point.
Oh, this has got to be such a stressful evening if you're Gamblers, because this is not the first time that's happened, right? Where they're holding on. They're doing everything right, and it just gets taken at the last second, especially when it's not just Crutches that is dealing damage, right? They have to worry about all these other things as well. I just feel so bad for the Gamblers. And for Divine Dead, they're out already right off the spawn. Crutches just jumps in and says, hey, go back to the dead.
That must have been a nasty spawn for Divine Dead. They probably weren't even expecting to have to deal with that immediately. But yeah, another painful timer for them to have to deal with, to have to stare at. They get to scout out the entire map for a little bit, plan their next moves, and they will have to make the perfect plan to get back into this game because they are really suffering, as the previous matches in this group have shown. Out comes a really nice DMAT from a Telco. He tries to melt through, but the reverse DMAT from his opposition brings him down. He wasn't expecting that. Great work from Kiriki to do that and defend the point. He revives his teammate, and they get stealing as the wipe goes through on Aimers Red. A great little set of maneuvers there.
Oh, and I love this as well because for gamblers, they actually took away that point at the perfect moment because on construction, right, if we're looking at aimers, we're looking at what they bring to the table with their loadout. It's going to be difficult to get through. Oh, we're jumping back all the way over to the hotel now, and, well, there's a lot of chaos on the screen, but a singular player on Divine Dead is still staying alive. Let's see what Rose is able to do here, jumping around the sides, playing light only as a light could do. Oh, but he's going to get removed from the lobby here. We'll check back in to see what's happening, but wait, aimers. Wait a second, Amers, this isn't your cash out, this is the other one. Wow, now we're fighting over against Crutches. We're at the hotel yet again.
Classic third partying, and of course they are really biting everything they can. Verios goes in, try and take down one of his opposition, but they're doing well to survive here. Amers Red, they're winning their ones. I say that as he just can't land the first shot. The final shot, Perizon taken down as well, and now it's only a Telco left on Amers Red. They may have forgone their sort of advantageous position here, as well, we're hopping around quite a lot, but Crutches, the headline is they're still holding on to C with all their might.
Oh yeah, I mean, that is a solid hold. And again, for aimers, they're running all rifles. And so it's going to be a little bit of a point of contention, especially when you've got that shotgun. But hey, if you got a bunch of 50 cals going your way, it will be a little bit difficult. Nice little hold in the side. We've seen this before for Telco. We will see it again. And that seal, it's going to come to fruition. But remember, without a light, they will not have the damage potential that the other team does. So that seal going to start up yet again. But there's another team, another third party. Gamblers fighting their way in. They're going to take out aimers. They're going to be able to take out Divine Dead. But here's Crutches.
Oh my god, everyone coming for this final cash out. The fourth party as two teams have been wiped, but at the moment, Amers Red, who have been wiped, still own this cash out. There are two teams in play fighting over a cash out that isn't theirs. Out comes a glitch grenade. They managed to eliminate the stealer, and they just have to forgo the cash out. These kills are just 4 kills. Amers Red, despite being wiped off the face of the earth, get the cash.
Wow, that's incredible. And honestly, that is a spike play if I've ever seen one, because gamblers, they didn't have a card in this. It wasn't their cash out anyway, but they would be damned if Crutches was going to get 2 cash outs on a singular round.
Absolutely. And to be fair, yeah, denying the team that is only just above you makes a little bit more sense than denying someone that might be way ahead and out of reach. At the moment, I think Amers Red, you know, they came into today with a bit of a target on their backs. I think they might have scrubbed that target off now. Teams are starting to think maybe we shouldn't be taking them.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of fighting that is going on in this lobby, whereas the last couple of maps that we've seen, it's been pretty standard, you know, 2 teams per cash out. We keep it civil, but man, anything is on the table here. And as Amers Red keeps that cash out well underway, we're looking at Vault 6 in the building towards the side here, being fought over by Crutches and Divine Dead. And over here in the Market District, things are about to heat up as gamblers might be making their way through as well. But Bronx, he gets a nice little double with that shorty. The SH-1900 still going crazy. And Divine Dead going back to the respawn.
Wow, Bronx really signed his name on that fight and said, this is mine. He was the main character right there. Massive damage output, as the SH is capable of doing. It's what you want to see from a player with this gadget. I love seeing the Vanishing Bomb as well. It works really well when you've got the mobility specialization on a light and you just need that little bit of extra stealth. Also helps you maneuver your team into some really nice positions if you want to use it in that way. But we are nearing the final minute and 30 seconds of the round here. 2 separate cash outs owned by Amers Red and Gamblers respectively. They are continuing to dominate this. The real question right now for me is Crutches and Gamblers in this battle for second place. Who is going to come out on top?
Oh, well, I mean, hey, once Amers' cash out goes away, right? I mean, we all know that cash out is finishing. We see 3 teams hovering over cash out B with just over a minute. There's just enough time for, I think, 2 good team fights or 1 great third-party team fight and a couple trickles. So, looking out Crutches, they're taking up the high ground currently, and high ground doesn't mean everything in the finals, but at least for now, Divine Dead, they're trying to come up and match that energy. But in the same building that Crutches is moving through, they gotta worry about gamblers just underneath this one floorboard. Does Yulp? No, he drops it with the D-mat. He sees a mysterious gateway to the corner. But do they know there's a medium and a heavy right there? They don't see them. Wait, they're
No.
about to.
Oh, it's just on the edge of this. It's just about to explode. This whole fight is about to collapse. This is, oh my goodness. Divine Dead, this represents their best chance. They have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. Divine Dead may have missed their opportunity to third party this and be the heroes. Everyone is on tenterhooks. No one's engaging. They're just going to go for it. There's no time left. They have to take the steal. In come the gamblers like a rain of bullets. But this is Divine Dead's opportunity to strike. They've been waiting this whole time. Have they waited too long though? They get the kills, but not the steal. And gamblers come out with that second place. Aimers Red starting to stroll to these victories now. But my oh my, was that a tense final catch out in the middle of the map.
I've never seen trigger discipline like that in the finals. But yeah, of course, who is up at the top? It's Aimers Red. It is ya boy in baguette clothing, Atelco. And check this out, though. They're not at the top as far as kills are concerned. No.
Yeah.
That title is going to go over to Gamblers this time around. Really getting up there and getting active considering their struggles earlier in the day.
And you got to say, the only reason that Aimers Red compared to, say, the middle two teams in these standings is because they were able to avoid confrontation for the most part. They've earned that right. You know, teams are so afraid of them. That final cash out, they weren't going anywhere near it. They really want to be battling for the second, third place. It makes sense as well in the standings at this point. So we're starting to see the value of really dominating in the early stages of these groups. It's something that I expect to see throughout the day in the other two groups as well. But, Ardy, that is our third map. We have a fourth one left, and these positions are starting to settle. We're seeing Aimers Red clear out at the top. Divine Dead struggling to make a dent, and Crutches and Gamblers. Who's going to come in on that second place? Maybe, just maybe, could they push for first?
I think they can, to be completely honest with you. I think that this is still anyone's game for second. I think Atelco's team, I think Aimers Red, right? They just, at this point, right, there is still a chance that first goes to someone else should Aimers Red not finish top two.
They would have to be fourth in this round with no kills, I feel like. You know, like,
yeah,
it's got to be a real, just take your brain out of your skull and throw it out the window moment from them to really throw this lead. So yeah, I don't see it happening. But yeah, you're right. I think second place could be anyone's.
Second place could be anyone's, but can we just last fight, because that I have never seen so much tension in the finals up to that point, where it's because it's I don't know what weapon the heavy had. I think it was a Shack, but then the medium player had a Cerberus. It was the only Cerberus in the lobby, just waiting on the right corridor. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that we have to think about as well is the fact that these teams are ranked teams, right? They play World Tour, of course, everybody does, but these teams are used to the ranked rule set, and because we don't have the option to play ranked in private lobby, then there is going to be quite a bit of of difference in strategy for teams that might also be used to that World Tour mindset of, hey, we can wipe and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to protect your life quite as much. You get the kills and you wipe, but that's still worth something, particularly in a format where kills are rewarded, such as in this one. So, if anything, it's another step removed from that ranked experience, where your kills are genuinely secondary to the objective for the most part. Now, here we go on Monaco, one of my favourite maps, if not my favourite map. A great engage there from Ollie, and can he secure the kill? That is the question. He's going to push deep and try and find this. He finds a heavy at the end of his winch claw. Yoip gets taken out by the light regardless, and this is a great engage overall, but it's now up to the last play. The light on the side of, of Divine Dead. They just can't make it happen. So close. Bestbrig and Bronx on a sliver of HP, but they come out on top.
Honestly, such a crazy start, and for Divine Dead, this team has been around the comp scene for so long. It just hurts to see them start off like this, but there's more days. There's more days.
they have their on and off days, it feels like. The first qualifier, they couldn't do it. They just couldn't cross the line. Second qualifier, they were the best team there. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, I think maybe just on another day, they might be here. They might be ready to compete, but it just doesn't seem like it's working for Divine Dead today.
Oh, yeah, but we'll talk more on that later. For now, we got some cash outs and some steals coming through. We're looking at Divine Dead. Let's see if they're going to be able to make this work. They hear your cries, Jerry, and they know that they want to make you proud. Oh, and the shots are clean as Yoip goes down alone in Paris, though. Now alone here in Monaco. Unfortunately, will go down as Crutches says, hey, wait, that was our cash out, but a third party, it's Gamblers. Walking through the winch claw, making its way out as the SA 1216 continues to show dominance. That is 2 team wipes over what's cash out A. And Aimers Red, once again, cash out B. It's all them.
Yeah, and an elementary cleanup there for Gamblers. They are, you know, reading the game well. They know that it's going to be a situation where we are third-partying these cash outs now. So, yeah, we're going to probably spend a fair amount of our time now looking at the forest, unless there is a team daring enough to take a bite out of Aimers Red on the other side of the map. We see Divine Dead now spawning in the opposite forest area. They got to cross the map to get there. And this is the thing as well. The spawns tend to force you to, you know, potentially one objective, potentially the other. You can just get unlucky in a situation like this. As as Divine Dead have, for instance, they have to cross all the way. Crutches spawning behind them, basically forced into the third-party role, as now Divine Dead have to try and fight on 2 fronts.
100%. We're looking now to see Divine Dead try again to rush up through cash out A. Let's see if they're going to be able to make it. Gamblers, they're holding on steadfast, but check this out. They're holding from quite a distance. And with the winch claw now firmly in the hands of Divine Dead, the smoke as well. Oh, I love this. Are we seeing a potential play with the smoke and
the body block.
And the thermal vision? But body block does not work all the way out there. Divine Dead, they still have 1 up, but that steal is firmly in the hands of Crutches.
No, Divine Dead got the steal there. Divine Dead got the steal there. Crutches coming in now to try and steal it off Gamblers, as Gamblers came in to protect what was theirs. Crutches take it. This is mental. How does that happen? Unbelievable. I feel so sad for Divine Dead, because that play worked. They just didn't. They needed Gamblers to do better on the defense afterwards.
I mean, this is what I always talk about in the finals, and people just think I'm crazy that I need to be put in a straitjacket, but aura is an actual metric that you can measure in this game.
It
and
is.
The fact that Aimers has just been uncontested this entire time, because everybody in the lobby knows, hey, we're not competing with a telco. A telco, take first place, have it, but we're not giving you any more kills, so we're all just gonna 3-fight on the other cash outs.
Yeah, it really do be like that. That is the truth. And of course, don't be worried. You know, the groups do get shuffled round after each day. So there will be another day where all these teams won't have to deal with the presence of Aimers Red in their lobbies. But unfortunately, you know, all the other teams that are watching this, they're going to be like, wow, okay, this is what we're going to have to deal with. Of course, they'll be sizing up Aimers Red. They'll have footage on them now. They'll know perhaps how they like to play, what to tackle about them. In the meantime, let's turn our attention back to this is Divine Dead in pink. Getting smothered in bullets is alone in Paris, but he does manage to return fire and finds just as much damage onto the opposition light. Unfortunately, though, he has the high ground. Dives down upon him, finishes off Rose, and now, well, there goes the entire rest of Divine Dead. It's a sorry but familiar story, isn't it, Ardy?
Well, one thing I've noticed is that when it comes to Divine Dead, we have not seen a lot of oil popping off. Oh,
wait,
we're finally getting somebody
Aimers
fighting. Oh, it's Crutches. It had to be Crutches, but Atelco, he just gets that quick burst out, making that FAMAS look like it's full auto. They're ready to go for the steal here. APS comes up, but the damage goes out. Atelco, he's so quick with the res, and right now, it's going to be Gamblers actually out here taking this fight. Gamblers, they own the other cash outs. They've left it to steal this. They now own both here. Gamblers really putting it all on red here as they try to run through, maintains form on both cash outs. But now, hey, that was more than enough on that. It's time to back up to the one that doesn't have a lot of time. Gamblers, both of them are being stolen at this point. Let's see what's going to happen. Gamblers does still hold C, it looks like.
Divine Dead now have D.
Yeah,
so Gamblers have C confirmed, as you say. Divine Dead taking hold of D, but in come Crutches to try and take that down. We did see a player on Aimers Red moving towards D, and the question is, can they engage now? Unfortunately, Crutches look like they're well set to defend here. Everyone on full HP. In come Gamblers after securing their first point. There's still about 30 seconds or so, maybe less, on this point. So this is just a straight-up shootout between two full-health teams. Fonin loses his one against the opposition heavy, but Bestrig is down as well on the side of Crutches. Bronx falling back. He has to defend this point from range. He takes the beating from Aimers Red, who come in. And this is now a Telco just making mincemeat of Devil's work. And in comes an attempted steal from the orange team. This is Aimers Red. Do they have enough time? I think they do. I think they've turned this in their favor. They've actually managed to do it with the shields, Atelco, and Persian protecting him. They launched themselves back up to first place, Ardy.
Absolutely incredible. But hey, this is insane work from Gamblers. They are really making this go their way. I mean, it does hurt when you see Gamblers like do so much work just to lose a little bit. But I mean, when they came in control of both those cash outs there, you know that they were ready to rotate on whichever one worked better. And for them, they were able to just hold out C for as long as possible. Right now, it's working quite well for them. And we're looking now at Divine Dead, a last-ditch effort. They got the 18K started over to the side on B, but we're looking to see cash out A all the way on the other side. It might be a little bit of a stretch to think that some teams might end up going for that. It might just be a full fight here, but as I say that, here's Aimers Red. They are going for it.
Yeah, he's not just ferrying it away. Yeah, he's not just ferrying it away from the other side. He is taking it to A. They just want that extra bit of cash. They are on top, but not quite as comfortable as they would be usually. If Divine Dead lose that other cash out, which, you know, odds tell us they might do, then Aimers Red do have in their best interest to try and get one themselves. In comes Person, taken down though. And that's not great for the start of their defense of this final cash out.
No, but I mean, hey, look at Koreki. He is going pretty crazy with the Cerberus, but it hasn't been hitting just as well for the whole day.
Oh, nice team,
when it matters, they're making it work here on Monaco. Big util here from the Heavy to be able to cover up. As Gamblers, they're going to be able to steal A. Now it is in control of them. Aimers Red. That's a Telco going down, and without their poster boy, it might be a little bit difficult, but hey, Aimers Red is not just a Telco and friends. These are some great players, but Pharos, he's going to go out real quick there. A nice res coming through is Fallen, about to come back up, and the Heavy on Aimers getting taken out. What a fight by Gamblers.
Oh, that was the 2v1.
It's Crutches.
Crutches coming in, and they are going to play spoiler to both of Aimers Red and Gamblers. Little mini game up there. Take control of this cash out for themselves. In the meantime, Divine Dead happily securing the other one. We only have 42 seconds left on this final cash out. Everyone's going to want to be involved on this one, Audi.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Let's check out exactly what Crutches' plan is to hold this out, because Crutches, they're last place, but they need this first if they want to get up in second, because they have been doing a lot of heavy lifting. But Gamblers Divide Dead, they're not going down without a fight. They want to make sure this is going to work out. 20 seconds on the clock. That means it is just a few more seconds until that steal doesn't mean anything. Gamblers going to be trying to go for it. Last ditch effort, but everybody's here. 4 colors on the cash out. 10 seconds left. They need to start that steal now. Crutches does have control. That's not going to get sold from them yet. Now it's all about the fight. And Aimers Red, last player up on this, as everybody is wiped, and Crutches inches their way out to the first place spot in the last. Absolutely incredible.
Fantastic. And they started the day in first place after Vegas, end it on in first place on Monaco. And, you know, they're going essentially blow for blow with Aimers Red at the end of the day. Look at how many kills they get to the name as well. Fantastic. What's that? 21 total for Crutches. So when we do our final tally, we may find that Crutches have actually done fairly well and are close to Aimers Red. We'll have to see what the scores say.
This is the second time, actually, that Crutches has gotten first place kills. So Aimers Red had first place kills twice out in Vegas and Sister Horizon. But Skyway and Monaco, it was Crutches. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, this is the first time that Crutches has ended in first place, I believe. So once we get those tallies, I do believe it's going to be Aimers and Crutches in the first 2. But we'll check it out. We'll see exactly how this plays out. But, I mean, Jerry, I got to say, as far as Pro League is concerned, as far as season 0 regional playoffs finally beginning here, what a great start to the day.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that these are like the first steps. You know, we're already at such a high quality of just skill across the board. We're seeing some really close battles as well between these teams. Sure, there are like the occasional mismatches, but once you sort of look at it across the board and level it out over the course of a season and mix the groups up and things, it's going to be a really close contest. And we're at the point right now where we genuinely don't know who's come first in after these 4 matches. We have to wait to see how the numbers get run. We've seen 2 matches go the way of Crutches, 2 matches go the way of Aim as Red, and the kills have been high all the time. My money is probably on Aim as Red, but you know, I'm not going to bet on the stats. I've tried to do live maths before on cast, and it never goes well for me, Artie.
I've tried to do math before, and just that is too much, to be completely honest with you. But, I mean, I just got to say, much love. I mean, everybody here that's putting their heart out to compete. It is fantastic vibes out there in the stadium, in the lobby. And, guys, this is not it. It doesn't just end here today, right? We've still got NA later on after this. Not only that, but April 5th, we got Playday number 2. April 9th, Playday number 3. April 12th, Playday number 4. And then after that, we get a split break, a little window of opportunity for teams to be able to come through and possibly change up their rosters. Guys, this is just getting started. This is just day 1 of the playoffs here, and or of the Pro League seasonals, right? Playoffs happening May 10th. Mark that in your calendars. This is still just the beginning, and it's fantastic. But let's talk about teams like Divine Dead, right? Divine Dead,
Yeah.
who, as we have been talking about all day, right? They have been so good. They have such a reputation, and it just felt like they didn't show up today. But it's been quite a bit of of a rough start there. Also, shout out Person with a raid, absolutely incredible.
Nice.
Playing here, Person.
Fantastic. Yeah, excellent playing, and we'll get to see how you've fared in terms of like score in not too long a time. But yeah, Divine Dead, you want to talk about a little bit about them? It has to be said, it's a learning experience for them today. You know, they've been put to the sword. Not literally, we didn't see any sword lights, but at some point they may pop up. So yeah, hold on to your hats. We do see a fair amount of class and weapon variety here on the finals, given the current meta. I mean, in that map alone, or in those matches alone, we saw a massive, wide combination of rifles, shotguns, all sorts of other things going on, lots of gadgets. There was no sort of staple loadout across the board for anyone. Maybe the one thing I could point to is the popularity of, say, the FAMAS, but then we saw plenty of Cerberus action as well on the mediums. And yeah, it really is just personal preference at this point. Aim as Red, going with that real long range kind of ethos, making sure they always had the assault rifles at their disposal just for the versatility. And then we see teams like Crutches who are leaning more on the shotguns and having wanting to take those engagements in the houses in much more close range. We saw it kind of work out for them as well on Monaco, for instance, that final map where it really leans into that. You've got a lot of houses, a lot of close range engagements that really benefit the shotguns, and they played it well on Las Vegas as well, where they decided to play.
Is the standings? It's going to be Aimers Red and Crutches first and second place, with Gamblers coming in. Oh, we are still missing a couple of games, so this is only halfway in. This is only 2 games of data worth, but already we can see it coming through for Aimers Red and Crutches. But yeah, I mean, talking about just like the shotguns as they've come through, Season 6 is a little bit different than Season 5, right? Season 5, actually, we saw, especially during the qualifiers, tons of triple shotgun just gameplay that works out on any map, even maps like Monaco, where, you know, in your head it's like, okay, well, it's gonna be, or Bernal, where it's like, yeah, long range fights, it's gonna be a lot more, you know, stable when you have rifles. But we saw teams using the Matter. We saw teams using the Matter Cerberus SA-1216 and making it work, just because if your positioning is good, anything is viable. And so, you know, when you're seeing Divine Dead come through and they're not able to keep up necessarily, it's just sort of a sign that, hey, maybe you got to change things up. You don't have to play with whatever the meta is. You don't have to play with whatever everybody is currently, talking about on Reddit or on Discord. What is the best weapons for the finals? Anything is viable.
Yeah, and it looks as though we're going straight into Group B. We will at some point get an update on exactly how Group A finished off there in terms of score, but we are a little bit behind schedule, so we didn't want to keep these teams waiting. Here we go. Aimers Blue, Gungala, NTHX, and the Zesties are coming right at you, and it's Vegas once again, where we're going to be starting every group today.
Oh, yeah. And so the Zesties with Airshoe, Velo Freeze, and THX, the OG esports org here in the finals. But don't forget that we also have the Aimers Blue Noah X FPS. This is like a Telco's little brother in my eyes here. But look out at Gungala starting off strong. Literally. And NTHX fighting out with Gungala. Wait, are they actually brothers?
Yeah, no, they're actually twins. Did you not know this? We found out. This is like important finals lore that was only revealed to us a few months ago on the Vault podcast. Shout out Rio and Walt, who will be casting at some point later down the line for the NA show. Yeah, Telco and Noah X are twin brothers, and they are now signed.
Didn't know that.
They're now signed to opposing teams under the Aimers banner as well. So Aimers Blue here with Noah in pink. Unfortunately, they're not in blue. They will be in blue for themselves, though. That's important to remember.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And looking for Aimers Blue, representing that pink. They got Cash Out A, started out strong. Gungala has B. Now, Gungala does have tons of really good names under them, right? Lasky and Honeypack Demon are two names that you will see regularly up on the leaderboard there. And Gungala starting off strong, but really, they're not being contested just yet. NTHX, they are on the way, but we're looking right now at Aimers Blue versus the Zesties up on this elevator fight up on the rooftops. And to be honest, for Aimers Blue, they've got this on lock.
Yeah, this is a commanding position to be in. Literally, this is exactly where you want to be standing to defend this point. Right in the corner of the map. You can't get flanked unless you're really not paying attention. And they have a good sight on the orange team. That is NTHX in the distance, who are just readying their sights. Of course, they are, in fact, getting flanked because you can get up the back of that staircase, and they have repositioned, having to deal now with two teams. We are immediately having a three-way fight here over A, and the steal does go through successfully for NTHX.
Amazing. Oh, a W rated from Atelco. Welcome in, Atelco. W gameplay from the previous. But hey, we got a match to watch here. Looking now to see NTHX. They're in control, but they're playing well off the point there. Noah X looking for his opportunity to strike to the sidelines there. Nice little bit of damage coming through that corridor, but still, you have to worry about the cash. It is in time, but what is this? The Zesties coming up behind NTHX. This is a third party of all third parties right now, but the gas is afoot, and right now, damage is being dealt. But Zesties, they take the point. They play up on top, and NTHX are hot on their tail.
Oh, here they come. A great little swing there from Ploppy, but doesn't quite get the damage he wants and takes about half HP. Has to fall through. Of course, they need to try and get this still pretty sharpish. The pink team of Aimers Blue are trying to force it, but, well, they can thank Ploppy for defending their point. The Zesties are going to claim it, despite Zesties, not really being involved as much in that final fight. And, in fact, is that a wipe on them? I can't even tell. Well, now they've been wiped, and so have Aimers Blue. Gungala are the last team standing on the other side of the map, completely uncontested.
Completely uncontested. And, I mean, Zesties, they saw their opportunity to strike, and they took it. That's actually pretty insane. But looking now, Vault 3, Vault 4, they're on the board. Gungala already in charge of Vault 3. But looking at these fights, it's NTHX that is getting those kills farmed. But Aimers Blue, only one kill behind them.
Yeah, it's not too far for them to travel. Speaking of traveling, we have our teams already having made their way to their respective objectives. We've got Purple Team, this is Gungala, getting ready and already started on point C. Again, relatively uncontested. Is this a situation where already teams are avoiding Gungala? They are a strong team. They came... but they didn't, have an easy route here. They were the second and third place team in the first qualifier. So, it wasn't the smoothest route. But, yeah, it seems they've got some respect on their names already.
Alrighty, well, checking this out with NTHX. They are looking for a reset at some point, but I need to see Ploppy and Pepe go a little bit crazy. Let's see what they're gonna try to do. When Ploppy comes back in, the coin is ready. Gotta go after Gangala. Looks like we're taking a nice little stroll underneath the garage. And well, for Pepe, right, we're using the heal beam, no DMAT, so going from underneath is going to require a little bit of red barrel gameplay, a little bit of explosions. But look at Gangala. Jürgen Kleberling. I don't know how to say that.
We just call him Jürgen, I think, because that's yeah, it's such a mouthful. Yeah, he's just mounted up here, and he goes undetected. Deals a decent amount of damage with that favored shack of his. Nice dome, sends out the RPG. Doesn't quite do what he wants, but he creates a big hole between him and his opposition. Hits a jump pad, I think unintentionally. Decides to use it for his own gain as he dives straight in. He's really playing fast and loose with his own life here as he backs on up. He has the support of his teammates underneath, though. Great little bait there. Takes out Noli, but now under pressure from the light, who wins that engagement. Ploppy, the last one standing. No, there is still a player up for Gangala, and he's in the distance, taking damage from another source. Can he possibly capitalize? Oh, he can't finish him off. But the main story is here. They have to scramble and get their players up while this steal is successful for Zesties. There's surely no way that Zesties are contested here. There's only like 10 seconds left on the steal.
Oh, that's incredible. And this is coming out of Gangala's pocket as well. Gangala loses control over there. We check the other side, and it's Aimers Blue. Noah X still in control of the last remaining cash out for the second round of them, but a lot of damage still coming through. A lot of team fights still happening and being unfinished. We haven't had a full wipe in quite a bit here, but the last cash out, there's still a few seconds left. I wonder if this fight will come to fruition. To be honest, I think it's on the other side of the map, and there's kind of no point for anybody to make their way over there. So, for Aimers Blue, they've locked themselves in for second here so far, but only $500, one kill behind the next step, which is Zesties.
Yeah, every team in a decent position, besides, of course, the now wiped NTHX, who are trailing a little bit in terms of cash. It feels like we haven't seen a 3 versus 3. At all. There's been lots of these, little skirmishes, 3 versus 3 perhaps between the objectives, but when it comes down to these points, there's always one team that seems to be left alone, and maybe it's not a case of, we're putting respect on that team. Maybe it's just teams playing the objective and saying, you know what, we stand a better chance if we play around this particular area of the map. It suits our guns. Taking down, a team that's maybe a little bit worse for wear after a typical 3 versus 3 is much better. That's the whole principle of third partying. And yeah, they're just playing the percentages at this point.
Oh yeah, but Gangala, they've got the 18K plugged in right now. Vault 6 open, 22,000, ready to go. Finds a little home inside of a cash out. Where are we gonna go? Cash out B, all the way on the other side of the map. Right now we got Gangala still in control of A. They've got a nice little spot in the room just above. Oh, but Zesties, they're on their way, and Zesties, they don't play around when it comes to getting the steal in.
No, they don't, and that is well, it's not a steal just yet, but Gangala are successfully defending A at the moment. They have all of their resources at their disposal. Maybe a bit of a waste of the invis there as he finds his way up to the top. Out goes the glitch, trying to chase down his target. 3 teams here, in fact, fighting amongst the pigeons. Meanwhile, it seems as though that objective that has only just started very safely by NTHX will remain uncontested for a little bit. But this is overtime, so expect everyone to full send it over there once this fight is done.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here once Gangala really starts to get jumped on, because Zesties and Aimers Blue all up in one section. Wait, Aimers Blue, somebody just jumped out to the right-hand side. I don't know if Gangala knows just yet. But Zesties, they're trying to go for the steal. They're trying to add pressure to the cash out to force somebody out. Gangala, they're ready to go. A little bit of damage coming through. XP54 hitting pretty hard for distance, but Zesty's heavy with the Witch Claw up at the top deck. He takes somebody. That's a kidnap and a death immediately. Honeypack Demon no longer in the lobby. Heavy out as well. Lasky, though, he's holding on. He gets a double.
Unbelievable from Lasky. He is known for his gun skill, and that was a tribute to exactly that. And now, as predicted, everyone full sending towards B in what was once a cafeteria is now just a room, as Aimers Blue staunchly trying to take out NTHX. Unfortunately, the Zesties having been wiped and NTHX getting wiped themselves. This should be a simple steal now for Aimers Blue, who are going in. They have it now for their team. Gungala, the last team coming in, is as a full 3, potentially favoured here, trying to get that steal down. They have the mesh shield, they're baiting it out, but they're dipping in and out of the fight expertly by Aimers Blue to try and force this to be as long as possible. How have Zesties turned up out of nowhere? Now they're trying to steal. It's being stuck. I can't even see who's stealing it. They're that stealthy. How have they done that?
Zesties, they managed to get it in Gangala. They actually jumped in and they shielded out in order to prevent Aimers from getting in because they knew that Zesties getting that cash was better for them. So Gangala adding their shield to that is insane.
Wow. That's called teamwork.
That's called teaming.
That's called teaming, yeah. Well, you know, that's how it works. You need to play for your own game, and sometimes that means helping out a fellow gamer. So, a dramatic start to Group B, and kills across the board seemed as though it looked as though maybe Aimers Blue suffering a little bit there. I didn't like. Oh, there it is. Air Shooter. No, that's not. That's Zesties in red. Struggling a little bit there for the kills, but yeah, 11. Everyone else doing quite well. Wow. Unbelievable.
11.
Light play there. That is what you want. And also a shout out to Lasky, who went 9-2 there. Because I think Godmanetta died 5 times, but Lasky to be able to keep himself up through the majority of that match, clearly having a high impact. And we got to see some of that. Love that we got his viewpoint of that wonderful, well, it felt like a 2 or 3 piece by the end of it, somehow surviving in that skirmish. But yeah, wow. What a breathless first map, Ardy. We barely had a moment in that to relax.
I'm going to be real. There was no thinking that happened for the last 10 minutes. I just saw gameplay.
Same.
It went into my eyes and out of my mouth. So now that I've had a chance to kind of see what these teams bring to the table, I got to say that it was very shocking to me to see Zesties perform to that level in this lobby. I apologize, Zesties. I was unfamiliar with your game, but I did mention Airshoe at the beginning, being somebody that you do have to pay attention to. So,
yeah, he's a name. He's definitely a name. We didn't really see too much of Zesties, and in fact, they came through as one of the lowest seeds in the entire tournament. Right? They are effectively replacing one of the invited teams. On the day of the qualifications, they didn't think they'd made it. They were just out of reach, but they performed well enough to be given that spare slot. And oh my goodness, are they proving that they should be here right now? Like, that was a real standout performance. So yeah, keep an eye on that team. I didn't even get a chance to write down my names at the start. I was like, oh my goodness, who are these people? Suddenly they're appearing on my screen with 1, 2, 3 themselves. I don't have to do that for them. They're just that good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Aimers Blue, though, they had a great start, but it ran away from them. Now, time to really lock in, stand up, and make this work out. Looking at NTHX, they are ready to go. I loved Ploppy making that invis work out well. Pepe on the DMAT this time around, and I like the M60 coming out. M60, goated.
Yeah, it's something we've seen a little bit more of over the past few weeks in the most recent patch of the finals. It seems to have taken off in popularity. Particularly, we saw a team run the minigun, I believe it was a few days ago in... was that Ruby Grind? Yeah, it was Ruby Grind. We saw a team run the minigun. It was NTHX versus Aimers Red, and that was the one time they won a map. And then they switched to the M60, which felt like, you know, the minigun light almost. Unfortunately, they lost that map. So minigun better? Question mark.
Minigun better? Pro Hubs? Well, maybe we'll see it in in season 2. We'll find out. But it's gonna be quite a fun match here. I like seeing the lock bolt come through as well. Instead of running the winch claw, they're running the lock bolt. We'll get a little bit of kidnap potential there, at least when we're talking about the cash out. But look at Gangala fighting up with NTHX right now, and NTHX, they are finding themselves taking a little bit more damage.
Yeah, Zesty's been wiped on the other side of things, but we're going to stick with this. Jurgen coming under the kosh, maybe holding onto the box for a little bit too long there. Didn't want to fight back for whatever reason, and now he's out of the picture. Pepe's going to grab that box and get moving, just abandoning Noli to to the wolves, it seems. But I guess they're counting on a couple of early coins to just get their foot in the door here after what was a bit of a struggle for them on the first map.
Oh yeah, but Pepe, he's got this in the bag. NTHX getting that started out. Ole, NTHX, let's get it. I want to see them go. But as they start this off, they are going to have to burn through a couple of coins here. Check it back in with Gangala. Looking to see exactly how their fight up against NTHX is going to look. And Lasky, he sees him on the top, no doubt calls it out to his team. He's taking that flank very serious. Love this camo gameplay. The invis working well, just giving comms, just waiting to find the third. The glitch goes out just in time. Heavy down to half. Lasky, he's going to go and get that heal going through. But we check over to Aimers Blue. Noah X is having a little bit of a tough time staying alive there.
Lasky taken down as he comes up that zipline, and it looks like the rest of his team doing a little bit worse for air as well. Honeypack Demon doesn't win his one. Oh, is that an exact trade? Whoa. No, it wasn't. He lost, but his teammate was in support, and that is enough for them to hold on to the point for now.
Alonzi and ZHX make this work out. Checking to see this campus hold through to the end, but you check over at Cash Out B. And, well, Jerry, it's a lot more congestion over to that side of the map.
Yeah, Zessy's holding on to this point for the time being, about halfway down that timer, but Aimers Blue, who we know are dangerous, are coming on in. They've got that smoke as well. Interesting that they're plotting perhaps a smoke still. We're going to leave it behind as they read the room and decide, oh yeah, there's some definite activity going on beneath the point right now. Great little APS trick to remove the C4 that was sitting underneath the point. And of course now they are fully reliant on the DMAT. You see that drop come through, but they have a DMAT of their own to go fishing. And they drop down, get the kills. I say that was the plan. Doesn't seem to be the execution as they can't find anything on the other side. Norex taken down to very low HP and finally finished off, leaving only one player on his side is God Moneta. Can he do the dirty work? Of course, there have been casualties on the other side as well. He's just hunting for them. Light versus light. Can he do it? Yes, he can. And is that the white?
Time for the steal.
That's not the white.
Not
no, they
white.
have to try and force this off.
Zesty's up for the top. They find him. Oh, he's still possibly in the running. Zesty's. They take him out. Aimers Blue, they're out of the game there. I just got to say, Noah X, they had such a good idea, right? Playing that 5D chess where they drop the APS, they drop onto it, they drop the cash. They're still playing from up top of the DMAT, but even with all of that brain work, is not enough. Absolutely unfortunate as we get started off with Vault 3, Vault 4. Looking to see here with Vault 3 already controlled by Gangala, the gateway ready to go. Oh, but NTHX, they're tracking it. They're tracking the portal, trying to figure out where it's going to come from.
Yeah. It looks as though they were just trying a little bit of a game there, baiting them in, maybe thinking that the opposition would follow them through the teleporter, just jumping back and forth. Didn't quite work for either team there, and they just decided to give it up and get straight on over to the objective. They do not go for D, which is the nearer objective, instead smartly taking it to the corner of the map where less fights are likely to happen, but they can play with their backs to the edge of the map entirely. Honeyback Demon ducking on out as the cash out is confirmed in their name. He's a little bit split from his team, wants to rejoin as the steal is going to come through immediately from, who is this? NTHX.
Oh, NTHX, they're doing great right now, getting it all started off, but Gangala, they are so confident. They push out into the open, but they are going to pay for that a bit. Lasky and Honeypack, they are super low HP, but NTHX, are they going to be able to get the finish? Possibly. They get one dead, but Lasky's all the way up to full HP, and they're just going to be able to run away with it. That's Gangala taking out control of Cash Out C over in the alleyway by campus. We look over to the right-hand side to see Cash Out D already well underway here. But to be honest, as Aimers Blue gets it started, there's Aimers Blue, they're stealing over on C. Pinker attacking on C. Gangala, they're dropping out of the bottom. They don't have control anymore. Lasky taken out as well.
It's great. A common tactic to go for whichever cash out has the shortest timer on it. Even if you own the longer timer cash out, just, it's less to defend. And they saw their opportunity to third party on it. Now they are defending the corner of the map. A great strategic move there by Aimers Blue. But they are under the cosh. Some fire from range as Zesties close in on them.
Oh, but checking this out here, yeah. Aimers Blue, they are still doing their most to try and just maintain control. But yeah, I mean, I think they don't have to worry too much. They're set up and ready for anything. Noah X has the D-mat. I could see the gears turning. D-mat the
Yeah,
wall, hit the red
it's a good
barrel
plan.
at the glitch.
Yeah,
But
you can see all the parts there. It's just a moment, an opportunity, waiting for that spring.
oh, let's see it.
Here we
Zesties, they're gonna start. They have to hit that red barrel exactly right here.
And
Oh,
they
do.
do. Fantastic shot as it brings it straight down. And now the fight will surely stall off enough time that they can't get the steal. But this is some great positioning from Airshoe as he's ducking down. It looks like he survives, but the objective is winched out of play. Fantastic play there by What the Fuck on the side of Aimers Blue, finding that win con, staying alive as well, getting this res, absolutely key. Aimers Blue, hats off.
This is what I'm saying, where if you're having an off day and you're not hitting your shots, you're not winning the team fights, win with your brain. The fact that they're able to do all that, it's like, oh, there's still enough time for them to steal. What are they gonna do? He's gonna winch the cash out away.
Yeah,
so
classic.
beautiful. I love the finals.
Absolutely brilliant game for just that reason alone, and about a billion others as well. Anyway, here comes Nolly, trying to fend off everyone with this massive mag capacity M60. Nice little finishing blow there on Honey Pack Demon. And he gets the second onto Lasky. Transfers onto the heavy. Has enough mesh shield to try and prolong this. Has to reload though. Only 14 bullets in the chamber. Has to try and get back up. But his opposition has just scarpered with the cash box. It's like, you know what? I don't need to win this 1v1. I've got the money.
Exactly. Let's go. Let's see what's going to happen through here. You can see Vault 6 maneuvering all the way over, and now that's going to get started off. But Cash Out B already being stolen there by NTHX. Gangala.
Yeah.
They want it though, but it's Zesties that are going to be here for the steal. They cancel out NTHX's heavy. It's just up to Floppy, but what is this medium? A D-Mat going to bring not only the cash out, but 2 players with him. 1v2 into the gas though. Floppy will go down here. Quite unfortunate, just leaving, oh, the NTHX, they're out of the game, but see Zesties in that steal. They are going to be able to commit. They get it through. Jerry, on the other side, it's Aimers Blue holding on strong.
Yeah, they look like they've got this in the bag, really. No one's going for them. We see the spawn from Gungala as they come riding back towards what they think is rightly theirs. I think, you know, honestly, in that situation, Jurgen was just a delivery boy. Zesty's holding on to that cash out with all their might. A has been pulled outside, and Gungala actually turned their attention towards it. And they are getting wiped off the face of the earth by a barrage of gunfire here, but all of them still up somehow. Godmanetta, the last one alive, defending his point as the pink team hold on to A for dear life. Aimers Blue having to fall back, and surely now Gungala have the opportunity to get this deal. But look at that, NTHX right above them, Artie.
Oh, Gangala, they are going to try to commit to the steal. I don't know if that's the right play. NTHX, they're getting damage down range right now. Kind of helping out with Aimers, to be honest, but that steal is being committed. Wait, the gateway! The gateway!
Wow, oh, the gateway causing problems. Aimers are still in this. They still have the point despite all of the losses they accrued, despite the fact that there was only a light defending it for so long. Everyone else has been fighting over it, and they've benefited. Here comes Zesties, though, claiming more kills, and honestly, the kills do matter as well, so it's a big part of this. Aimers Blue still holding on to that cash, though, and they will finish in first place with the most cash if it stands this way for the remaining 8 seconds, and it probably will. Even though NTHX have been wiped, it looks as though, oh no, they lose that cash out on the other side. And it is,
Aimers
wow,
Blue.
what is the final standings there? That is so tight. We need to see this in the final scoreboard.
That's crazy. I mean, I knew that once it got to the museum, any of the teams running winch or running lockbolt who can pull it out and into that alleyway, it is yours for the keep. And Aimers Blue, they saw that. They locked in to make sure that that was going to be the cash out they were in control of. We look at these kills. I mean, God Manetta again going crazy, but Lasky 9 and 4 this time around, followed up with 4 kills each from his team. Look over as well. Look at Airshoe and Stopier Velo. So many kills on the board here.
Yeah, this is a high fragging round. Even NTHX, who struggled to get the kills on the board last game, have done a decent job here. In fact, going toe-to-toe, I think, with or maybe only 1 kill behind the top scorers of Aimers Blue in terms of cash there. So yeah, they've done a decent job for kills, which is good. It's a sign that they're waking up. Perhaps, you know, we didn't see that from Divine Dead in the last game, so now we've got a slightly more even group to play out in front of us. But yeah, and we've also seen it change hands. Gangala winning the first map, Aimers Blue with the second. This really is all to play for right now.
100%. And I mean, when we start to think about what these teams can do to change things up, when we start to think about, all right, we've had 2 matches in, we've seen Vegas, we've seen Sis Horizon now. When we go into map 3, what are they going to need to, what adaptations are going to need to be made in order to make sure that the teams that aren't winning can start to be competitive, Jerry?
It's a huge question, honestly. It's very difficult to pin down what NTHX are doing wrong, just because of the chaos of the situations that they find themselves in. That last point, it felt as though they had an opportunity to get that steal and they fluffed it. They were maybe just a little bit too slow on the trigger, missing their opportunities. And yeah, it can feel rough when you're now at the bottom of the leaderboard and you're chasing the game, because teams start to be able to conspire, and really you have to play for yourself. You can't be teaming or doing anything interesting. What are you seeing?
50, XP 54, Scar, FCAR coming out here with Bernal. So Bernal, the Shaq 50 has been dominant, right? Switching off of that M60, it's a good gamble, especially for Sis Horizon. But when it comes down to Bernal, I love the Shaq 50. And for NTHX, I think this is a good switch up. But we'll see what's going to happen once we get to have a little sneak peek at what the rest of the teams are running. It might be a similar load out here for Gangala as well.
Yeah, we're watching Gangala right now, and you can see it is that FCAR, it is the XP on the light and the FCAR, and the Shaq. In they come, though, immediately. Coming into contention with, this is Aimers Blue in pink. Aimers Blue doing very quick work of Gangala. They didn't seem to expect to engage directly on top of that with as many guns pointing in their direction as there were.
Oh, I love
Look at the damage. There's so much damage coming out from Aimers Blue.
Wow, I mean, this is a good start. They're definitely locking in. And Cash Out B, this is going to be one of the easier places to hold up on that high ground. If you were to see this Cash Out come to fruition, if we're looking at suspended structures, it would be way up at the top. But down here, standard night, it's going to still be a good spot to hold out, especially you've got the cathedral to overlook it as well.
Yeah, it's a great vantage point. It's very pretty as well. Let's just acknowledge that. It's a very, very pretty map. So yeah, there's that too. Noah X, of course, just sort of darting about. We are sort of comparing these loadouts. The FAMAS, the gun of choice for him. So we're seeing a lot of these assault rifles on this map. Yeah, it's sort of pretty much across the board assault rifles in the mediums. This is in stark difference, to be fair, to the 3v3s, where we expect perhaps the occasional bit of poking, but a lot of the time teams want to engage right in the opposition's faces. So this is an interesting and kind of refreshing thing, having seen a lot of 3v3 fighting, a lot of 3v3 tournaments, rather, in the past few weeks. Yeah, at the moment we've got...
as soon as you say that, now NTHX says, all right, well, we'll go take out Aimers. But wait, no. They're taking the long way around to get to Cash Out A. They're actually doing their best to maneuver over to the sideline and make sure they time this third party exactly right. Zesties, they got to get a couple reses in here. Airshoe finally back up. But I think that for Zesties, they might have a similar idea. They know NTHX is afoot as well. I think this might be a stalwart as both teams wait for the right time to pinch each other out. Yeah, they're just biding their time. B, in the meantime, of course, held by Aimers Blue, just ticking on down. And wow, this is the most quiet a lobby has been in ages. Here comes Zesties, finally pulling the trigger, deciding they don't want to wait any longer. Lasky taking a lot of damage there, has the invis and the escape. Great little Goomba stomp there, taking out Stjopa on the landing. And the rest of his team's still up. They're doing quite well here on this defense. Oh, but look at the gateway from Lasky. The incredible juke opportunity there. Here in backyards, it can get crazy. But remember, NTHX, they're still waiting for their time to strike. And Lasky's just seen him. He's called it out to the team. Hey, there is a third party ready and waiting. But at least for now, Gangala is still in control. Aimers Blue, they're going to be able to get cash out B over to the sidelines here, but looking at cash out A, it dropped in, but
there's still a C4
they're
on it.
ready, they're trying it. The C4 is going to cause a little bit of destruction to the side, but NTHX are not going to be able to hold that steal for very long as Gangala is on, but no, NTHX, they do manage to take the steal. The light comes in. Oh no, but that's the removal at the very last second.
Unbelievable defense by Gangala against two different parties who were coming in on them, caving in on them, and they just preserved their life so well. Honestly, I feel like I saw the Heavy get auto-healed twice during that. He managed to fall back out of contention several times. Jurgen with some incredible ducking and diving in that. And look, they only managed to get 6 kills between them. Some of those were in the initial engagement. That just goes to show that they chose their fights well.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing NTHX think about going for that seal in such a tactical way, but all that prep, all that setup, just to kind of fumble it the last second, it does hurt. But look at the Aimers Blue already starting off the other one. NTHX are getting a fight with Gangala early on, seeing what they can pull off here. But Ploppy and Noli, they are going to have to back out of this fight as they lose Pepe. Ploppy, he's trying to find the opportunity to decide. Zesties is here again for the third party.
Yeah, Nolly gets taken out as well, so Ploppy now just fighting for scraps, and he can't get any of them, as the turn and burn from Lasky is enough. But as we say that, Gangala are also looking pretty burnt out. Aimers Blue surrounding them at the moment, forcing them afar. Well, sorry, not Aimers Blue, that is Zesties nearby, the red team, who seem to have come out on top in this. Luckily, he finds his position, but he's detected, and that is the wipe against both these teams. Zesties very happy about that one. In the meantime, Aimers Blue very happily halfway through their cash out already.
I mean, this is kind of funny because we've seen Aimers Blue kind of get it aced out towards the last game, but this time around, they're getting really, really good at knowing where to hold, when to hold. This time around, NTHX are about to jump on, but again, it's the thinking game, right? They're ready to demat this up. They demat one. They have to still drop the floor above it. But NTHX, once again, they're going for the steal before they go for the team fight, and that's going to bite them in the back there. Yeah,
now we're starting to see the specifics of why NTHX is suffering. That is really not what you want, especially in a format where the steal doesn't even guarantee you the points necessarily. You know, you get that cash, but you got to be going for these kills. They're worth something as well. Getting the wipes, just forcing control of the game over to yourself, really. They're playing fast and loose with it in the wrong way. And we now have an eye on Aimers Blue as they have a decent shout here at continuing to secure this D point. It doesn't look like Gangala have timed their approach well enough here. They're just going to be going for kills, and unfortunately Jurgen being taken down, that was definitely not on the agenda. So not only have they missed their opportunity to steal, they're also down a heavy now.
They didn't even have time to steal, even if they had an upper hand in that team fight. So I don't know why they would approach that rather than just starting to focus on the 12K on the other side of the map. But regardless, NTHX, now's your time to shine. Gateway placed just above the vault. Let's see if we can get close over to cash out B. Looks like they actually should have a good hand on this. They are moving around to the side, making sure there's nobody else contesting the chapel. But looking towards right now with Gangala, trying to figure out where their ace in the hole is going to come from. Possibly moving in towards Zesties.
Yeah, Zesties holding C with not much time left on the timer here. Gangala looking to round the corner, not make the mistake they made last time by engaging too late. Out goes, I believe, a glitch, which is completely off the mark. Or maybe that hits a gateway. I mean, that's what the aim was. Either way, they're going up and they're trying to get it. Down goes all of the utility to protect this steal, and they're trying to force it, but in comes the jump pad from Zesties as they go straight on in. Honeypack Demon actually survives for longer than I thought he would, but he is out for the count. Jurgen returning fire, and the mesh shield up is often a sign of a losing battle, and in this case, very much is. But in comes Aimers Blue, trying to third party it. Down goes one of them, but the steal is still being stuck, and they stick it. C point is theirs, and they propel themselves into first place.
Oh my god, set that show. Incredible stuff by Aimers Blue to just jump in and make that work out. This is that French supremacy I've been talking about in the finals. I mean, they're finally up and awake. Speaking of French supremacy, NTHX, now's your time to shine. We can lock this last cash out in here on the chapel and make sure that we can take second place here, but still another vault. remember, that extra vault has a lot of time, about a minute, to make its way over if they want to proc overtime, which if you're the Zesties, you want to. So, holding out, they do have a long sight line to be able to figure out where Aimers Blue is coming from. Let's see what's going to happen. You see NTHX still just sort of holding up the top. No flanks just yet. I want to see Ploppy getting a side angle, but at the same time, here's Gangala moving through. Look at that vision! How does he see that?
Incredible, and the beaming is so powerful from Pepe, but unfortunately he hasn't been finishing his targets. But a lot of the time, taking someone down to that low HP when you're playing with the timer can be just enough. Lots of utility out to protect the steal, and it looks as though it's just about denied as Jurgen taken out. Honeypack falls as well. Not looking great for Gungala in purple as they've lost their opportunity to get this final steal. The question is there another party about to try and get more? Doesn't look like they're going to be in time as everyone's just sort of dribbling in and dribs and drabs, fighting each other. Aimers Blue are here to cause some chaos. They don't even need to at this point. They've secured first place. The problem is, though, NTHX confirming B, it's only enough to put them in third place as now they have to dash on over to A and get this one as well.
Oh, it's like a much-needed win for NTHX, but as soon as they grab it, now they have to fight yet again. This is... You know, it's still going to be good if they can at least get their hands on something, but Zesties, the damage is coming through just when it's needed the most. Noli has to go for that Shack 50 reload. He's able to do it before you get that super long empty reload. Oh, the RPG on the scalper!
That took me back to TF2 right there. Take me back to rocket jumping days and soldiers firing rockets anytime. That was unreal. In the meantime, Zesties have this point. It will secure them second place if they can hold on to it. They have D-Max and other things in place. Other teams are helping them out. Great little winch play there from, I believe that's Velo, or Zwei rather, on Zesties to pull it out of range. And that was the last opportunity for a steal. Excellent play. And that will secure Zesties second place. But once again, it's Aimers Blue comfortably on top.
Wow. At Sauvage, seriously, such a close match here. Just to look at how, you know, Zesties just, they consistently come in at just the right moment to steal the show. But great stuff for Aimers Blue to be able to come out on top for this one here. Now, it's our third match underway for Bernal. We still got one more in for Group B for these teams to seal in their final scores. But, I mean, hey, compared to what we saw in Vegas, this is looking a lot more stable, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, and also it's good to see the team of NTHX get their way off the bottom there. Very important final cash out for them in the Cathedral, even though they couldn't make it 2 in a row there. It has given them a bit of solace. The thing is, though, the team that finished below them in Gangala, who dropped way off in this map in particular, did manage to get the most kills in the lobby. So that should be some solace for them, as it will make up for some of their losses.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things to consider, and especially given the fact that this format does not... a lot of teams kind of realizing that a little bit later on in their group matches, and they just start to really take those team fights. And check this out, actually, we're going to be able to get a little bit of an early look over here. The final... Oh, we get the final scores from Group A as well.
Fantastic.
Oh, no,
or do we? No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, so this is a bit scrambled. This is, in essence, kind of what it looked like after 3 games in the other map, and it's what it looks like after 3 games here. So this is a kind of fairly fair assessment of what's going on. Aimers Blue clear out on top right now as they are on 259 points, with Gungala close behind. So yeah, it's still all to play for, but Aimers Blue definitely kind of have already made their mark here.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, we still got plenty of matches to go later in the day. We got one more matchup here for Group B. For Group C, we got 4 games ready to jump through. And yeah, this is only, you guys are looking in to see where Aimers Red, Crutches, Divided, and Gamblers are. That is only still 2 matches. We are working on getting those scores input in here for now. But let's figure out this last map. It's map 4. We're on Monaco, standard issue, no ducks. We still got a nice little church in the middle. I like to see that. And remember, this map has a lot of different potential playstyles. We're seeing Ploppy pull out the Cerberus here. A double medium heavy.
Ooh, interesting move
Swapping
here.
it out.
Certainly not unheard of for NTHX to go with this play. I didn't quite catch there whether there was one heal beam on that HMM. We're going to look right here. There is. So Pepe going full support here with the heal beam. And yeah, this could make a big difference, as history has told us that NTHX tend to perform better when they go with this swap.
Oh yeah, when Pepe is able to actually just play the full support role, you know, deal damage from a distance, sit behind your heavy, and you know, utilize that heal beam to its fullest potential, they're gonna get in a fight with Gangala immediately as we start over here over to the residential district. But finding out where exactly this fight is gonna go is still up for question.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning having Ploppy on that medium with an assault rifle in his hands is certainly not a bad thing. You know, moving over from light to medium, sometimes it makes you feel like a god with a gun. You're just a little bit tankier, you have that slightly better range. All these things can come together really well. So we'll see how it plays out for them as they get dove on by Gangala. And Ploppy, unfortunately, as I praise him, is the first to go down. Does get res though, and that is one thing that we can see in this fight, is the chaining of defibs. It just gives you so much longevity as they try and heal the retreating heavy. Pepe coming back out, and it looks like they've dealt enough damage to be able to kind of fall back safely as they're not being chased. But the question is, have they dealt enough damage to secure the box? I don't think they have. It's still kind of up in the air for them. One of them has gone all the way to A.
Oh yeah, now all the way out to the park side. You can see the villas being kind of encroached on by both Amers and Gangala, kind of making their way towards it. But, oh, a big stomp there on Steelper. Zesty's losing one early. NTHX, they get a good plug here. This is much needed for them.
Absolutely, yeah. They want to get that foot in the door. They did so on Sis Horizon. It didn't make enough of a difference, so they just have to ride this momentum through. Is this a Sledge Heavy on Velo? Hell yeah! We are seeing our first Sledge Heavy of the Pro League proper, and he's coming in with some wild swings, taking out Ploppy. He's the last one, apart from the light on his team, and he needs to get that movement nice and smooth. He does just that to try and survive. He's going to find a potential kill from the top row, just baiting out on that. Yeah, he's holding the totem. He's waiting for his opportunity.
I think he got it. I think Pepe possibly. Oh, it's
no,
Ploppy.
it's still there.
I think he's got it.
It's still there. It's still there.
Oh, they coined. They coined and they go different.
But they get the steal. That's the important thing.
Zesty's over here going for the re-seal here, the recontest. Let's just reload this RPG in the doorway, Velo. No worries. But tab back over to NTHX. So look at the Amers Blue. They want to get the steal out in the park here, coming up from that highway side. But here again, Honeypack Lasky, they're also here, ready to come. It's going to be a pinch on Amers Blue right now.
Yes, it is. Oh, Jurgen suffering, though, as both his teammates taken down. This decides to fall back. He's sort of consigned himself to failure. Oh, no. Are we about to see it? Yes, we are. Honourable Sudoku committed. Just to get his team back in the fight quicker as the third party comes in. Not that the first party did much. And NTHX actually doing a decent job of fighting off both of them. Nice RPG landed, and he gets the finish. They are still up as well, still in this fight. NTHX trying to fight for their lives with no Rex. Forced back. The heavy, despite being rezzed, is a goner. Once again bursts into coins. But the important thing is, Amers Blue have that cash out, and they've stalled for long enough.
Oh yeah, 100%. And NTHX, they got some kills on the board now, which is huge for them. And as far as Zesties are concerned, well, that 8K is going to be deposited to that bank account very soon, insured by Holto, of course. But we're looking now to see
Ploppy's on a shotgun. Okay.
Yeah,
what I was saying earlier is different.
No, we
I
got
was wrong earlier. Yeah, it's a nice gun. It's a nice gun. Are you a fan of the Cerberus yourself, Artie?
I am not a fan of meeting the barrel of the Cerberus when I'm in a team fight, but I am a fan of utilizing it. That said, we got a big bit of damage coming through from Gangala. They're looking to see where they can strike. They jump up to the top of the cathedral, and well, they're sniping out. And over here, we are towards the hotel's shopping district side of the map here, sponsored, of course, by Dissun. And we'll see how Dissun is going to be able to, we'll see how NTHX is going to be able to move through this nice, big, bright red Dissun area.
Yeah, blindingly sponsored by them, some would say.
Blindingly.
Yeah, Amers are coming in here with the attempted steal on Gangala's point of D. There's still got plenty of time left in this match, and that still isn't successful. Amers Blue hopping in now. And they own D. Getting a bit confused here. NTHX now here to try and take them down. We disperse down into the sewers, into the subway. Great gas. And the defib coming through. This is what happens when you have those defibs to be able to chain. But, unfortunately, NTHX just meet their makers. Norex coming out on top has time to res his teammate. And the point is still safely theirs. Or maybe I spoke too soon.
For Aimers Blue, they always have to worry about these third parties, but a little bit of C4 action will stall the seal out for just long enough. Zesties, they have to restart it, but that glitch isn't going to take away the dome just yet. The seal going to be stuck through. No, it does end up getting interrupted yet again as it drops down another level. Aimers Blue, they're on the fight. They're looking to see where this is coming from here. Velo, though, sledgehammer in hand, jumping around the side. This heavy movement looks so good, and with that sledgy, of course, just make your way to any single part of the building that you need to at any given time. It is as much of a DMAT as that medium specialization, but the fight's going to start now. Aimers Blue, they take a lot of damage. They're jumping down onto the point near Velo. He hits the winch, he hits the melee. That's going to be what the removed out, but Velo on 4 HP. Aimers, if they get into a good spot, they could deal a little bit of counter damage. Oh, but everybody's lit here.
They need to get this steal, though. They have dealt the kills, but they have to find this steal. It's only barricades, no mesh shield to protect this steal, but it should be enough as they just don't seem to be meeting any opposition. I don't know. Aimers fell back. They decided it wasn't worth it for whatever reason. Or maybe they coined in really far away. Could have happened that way. We don't know.
Could have been. We're going to jump now over to Cash Out C, and this is getting pretty zesty, to say the least, even without Zesty being here. NTHX, you're going to be dropping a couple members. That's actually going to be the entire team being dropped out as Gangala. Still going to be in control of Cash Out C. We do see Zesty's maintaining the first Cash Out there. That's going to be 29K, almost 30K. Absolutely crazy.
Gungala, meanwhile, happily have C. It doesn't look like anyone's heading in their direction either. Both teams prioritizing now this 5th vault. The 6th vault, of course, will be worth a lot more once that comes around, as well as the 5th. You know, they worth the same. That's what I'm trying to say. Just stumbling over my words a little bit there. A, far away as an objective from 5. So we have to see where this second objective will spawn. B, and 6, also very close to each other. So we should expect a bit of a congregation in this corner of the map, Hardy.
Oh yeah, it's going to be quite the team fight. It's going to happen. Every single player is close here, coming through to the sidelines. Vault 5 gets set up, but Noli, you have to actually hit the window, my boy.
That's better. That's better. He redeemed himself with some nice window vaulting there. But unfortunately, they find themselves between a rock and a hard place as Nolly takes a beating. The rest of his teammates have gone down in but a moment. He finds that totem. Luckily for him, it doesn't seem as though anyone's giving chase, so he may well be able to rescue them. Since that happened, though, we see B getting plugged successfully by the Zesties, who are clear out in front, and Vault 6 being just sort of toyed over by the rest of the teams, currently in the hands of Aimers Blue, moving towards A.
Oh yeah, but that Cash Out B is going to be so easy to hold, but I think that, yeah, Aimers Blue, they really need this Cash Out to A, and they're going to be able to get it, and this is that side corner by Villas. This is going to be super easy for them to hold on to, and if I remember correctly, I believe their heavy is running Lockbolt. They do have the opportunity to try and pull it out towards Park. I want to see this happen. We get that confirmation. Oh, look at this God Moneta from the very top of the ARN. And the ARN does have a very hefty damage fall off. Look at that from range. It's so good with that recent buff. We're going to now see the fact that Gangala not going to be able to get to that trophy too easy. And if they do, that will take away precious time. This will allow Aimers Blue to be able to just make the most of the situation. Oh, look at the damage. Aimers is locked in.
Yeah, that was simply devastating for Gungala. Like you say, the timer and just the situation that's in front of them. I don't have much hope for them right now. NTHX getting on top of that point belonging to the Zesties, and they are going to be successful with this steal just before Aimers Blue turn up and try and ruin the party. But Aimers Blue is just a bit too late.
Oh, I mean, NTHX is what they needed, right? They needed to get something like that, at least making them competitive towards the top. But this is the second time I feel that Aimers Blue just kind of let something get stolen out from underneath them.
as it stands, Amos Blue in last place as well. They might get a few more kills to jump over Gungala in these last few moments, but Gungala are the team currently contesting A. It looks as though B will be absolutely safe in the hands of Zesty, so much so that they sent a couple of people over here to have some fun. Lasky taken down. That's a key frag going the way of Amos Blue. Those cash totals are going to change by the second here, so we're just going to let the action play out in front of us. Can God Manella get even more kills? Finds a heavy in front of him. The support is there. Noliex taken down. That might be enough to put Amos Blue in second place. Looks like it is. The wipe is successful, and NTHX look like they will get the second place just ahead. But Gungala absolutely ruined at the end there by the SMG.
Absolutely insane stuff to end that off. I mean, how close was that?
Too close. Zesties, by the way, with a Sledge Heavy coming out on top. I won't say it works. It seems like on Monaco, like 60% of the time it works every time. Sledge Heavies are just incredible here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always have said this, that anything is viable in the finals, and if you're having an off day, if your guns aren't shooting straight and everything is getting to be a little bit terrifying, maybe not hitting the right way, well, just always pull out the melee. It works. The sword is a viable weapon. The dual blades now are even a viable weapon. The sledgehammer, though, sledgehammer is king when it comes down to melee.
Yeah, we worship the sledgehammer here. It's a beautiful weapon. That being said, Zesty's only got 7 kills total in that match, mainly because people saw that sledgehammer and respected it. They weren't going anywhere near those indoor points as soon as they knew that Zesties has control of it. They were going right to the other cash out with every fibre of their being. Now, Ardy, there's lots of stuff to digest. So many points to calculate. This was a much more mixed bag than our first group. We saw teams rise from the bottom, like Zesties. We saw teams start so strong, like Gungala, and then fall to final place a few times in those last 2 maps. Amos Blue looked strong throughout. NTXX improved as they went on. There's no way my brain can work out, without the help of some beautiful graphics, how we're going to stand. And I'm thinking it's going to take some time to work those out, Ardy.
Oh, good amount of points right here. So this is going to be all 4 maps from the Group B getting added in. And what we're going to do, okay, let's check this out. Amers Blue going to be holding first as far as Group B standings go, with Zesties in second. Now, we've got Gungala in third and NTHX in 4th place for Group B. Now, those Group A scores, we are going to get those underway, but in order to do that, we're going to take a little bit of a break because, hey, Jerry, we've been talking for quite a while at this point. I need to grab a little bit of water, but we are not going to be gone for very long, chat. Just give us about 5 minutes. We're going to get the players in lobby ready to go for those final Group C matches. We're going to get the last bit of points sorted out. And chat, go grab something to drink. We'll be back.
It's showtime!
The stars, distant, watching. When will they arrive? Will your family be disintegrated first or last? Will your family dog become their leader? With Holtau's alien invasion insurance, you don't have to worry. I'll Alto. We got your back.
In the world of sports, every second counts. Every move matters. That's where a Spooze comes in, the sports beverage designed for champions. With a Spooze, it's simple as pop, pour, perform. Packed with electrolytes and essential nutrients to keep you hydrated and energized, Spooze is your go-to drink for peak performance. Whether you're just carrying the vault or securing the winning cash out, Spooze is there to fuel your victory. Its unique formula is scientifically designed to boost your stamina and focus. Spooze, for those who dare to excel. Pop, pour, perform.
That strange thought you just had, where did it come from? And was it even yours? Our new Series 2000 effectively suppresses third-party influence and eccentricity, outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000, your mind stays in control. Via, we as one.
The life giver. The sun. Always on. The source of everything that is good. But can it be trusted? Holtau's Sun Insurance will have you covered if the unimaginable happens and the light goes out. Holtau. Brighter than ever.
Absorbe ce que c'est. Monde, pour misérable et fortuné. Absorbe. Ce que tu désires devenir, c'est ce que tu
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pro League EU Playday #1. My name is Artie. This guy is Jerry, and well, we got Group C coming in. We saw Group A, and we saw Group B, and now it's Group C. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I know my alphabet. I think I learnt them a few years ago, and that is how it works, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, great. Group C, and we've got some great as well, lining up in Group C, and some awesome logos, I might add, as well. Sound out in chat who's your favourite logo. We've got Godlike Gamers, Godlike Gamer, just the one.
The singular gamer,
yes.
We don't know which one yet.
Resit, Burnt Nuggets, and Saints 1. I know which one my favourite is. Don't know about you, Artie.
I mean, I can't pick favorites, but I will say that one of these teams are all mutuals with me on Twitter and Discord. So that I mean, hey, I'm just saying I'm not biased to anybody, but I am looking to see Saints 1 and Team Mickey take this to the top.
Well, I like the Burnt Nugget logo the most.
Oh, the Nugget, yeah.
Yeah. I was just talking about the logos, you know. Burnt Nuggets. Yeah, hats off. That is a proper good logo. Anyway, let's talk about the players. Norton, Nigiri, and Palmer on the side of Burnt Nuggets. You've already talked us through Saints 1, although, well, no, we didn't touch on all of them. MXKX, or Mickey, Emilian, and Someone on the side of Saints 1. Those are our two invited teams in this group. And then Godlike Gamer, qualifying through the first qualifier. Ozipunto, Only Bands, and Cartoons. Fantastic team. And then we have Resit as well, who are replacing Beamers, who were at one point involved, but they're not going to be. And this is a team that did compete, but didn't quite make it on the day, and they'll be very happy to join us. Avarix, YOLO 2D, and Temi Tim. So some great names. This is a rather kind of quirky bunch of names that we're going to get to call out in the action of the finals later, Artie. Well, not later, pretty much now.
I do gotta say, I do find it hilarious with Saints 1. We got Mickey and Emilian, which are just two names, and then we got Someone, which is not a name, but it's still how you could refer to somebody. So yeah. I think that is kind of hilarious, where we're just kind of on a first name basis with everybody on Saints 1. Even if you don't know them, you're on a first name basis with at least two of them, and then there's someone else. But then we got the rest of the teams, and it's a bunch of great players all the way through. And I do believe that we're starting off on Vegas yet again.
Yeah, that is the order of the day, is all on red, and everyone gets to play. So, yeah, this is going to be our third group, our final group of the day. If you're just joining us, this is the Pro League, and this is how it works. We are splitting our 12 teams into 3 groups. They're all going to compete for points, and at the end of the day, we'll have a nice full leaderboard after 4 cash-out matches each. So what you're seeing on the right there is our leaderboard so far, with some things yet to be updated. Aimers Red, for instance, should be a little bit higher up than we're seeing them right now. We're just getting that sorted in the back end. Saints 1, Resit, Godlike Gamer, and Burnt Nuggets, obviously all on 0, yet to accrue any points. But one of those teams could sit atop of the rest at the end of the day if they stand out.
Oh, and stand out they will. Let's check in on Resit right here. Got a nice M60, got a nice XP, and an F car. Very, very normal for Las Vegas. But I also like to see the Invis coming through.
Yeah, the Invis has been fairly popular today. We've seen a decent mix between it and Evasive Dash. No grapples yet.
Oh,
what have you spotted? Oh, all Invis. Yeah.
It's all Invis.
All right. Well, 1/4 of this lobby will be very difficult to watch then, because we won't see them. That's not quite how it works, thankfully. We do actually get to see them, but other people won't.
Well, if you're playing it right, and we know at this level of competition, all these teams will be playing it right. Saints 1 in a very good spawn, able to start off Vault 2 very early on. Resit getting a little bit aggressive up on that rooftop to try to take away that parking garage. For Saints 1, they jump off the sideline, jump pad up to the roof, and they're already taking this fight. YOLO 2D, last player standing, unable to get his 1 mag down on the player, but Saints 1 gonna start off looking very strong here as Mickey, Emilian, Someone take that vault away already over towards A.
Yeah, Saints 1, this roster, relatively well known and very exciting prospect. One of the light players of all time. We will just call him that for the time being. Don't want to say anything too early. Of course, you know, they've proven themselves in the past, but this is a new time, a blank slate, if you will, for people to really make their mark on the scene. And yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for those players in particular. But of course, we've got 3 others on the screen right here. Well, 2 others because Godlike Gamers got wiped. But they'll be back soon enough, don't you worry. Averick's live trying to take some pot shots off at... this is, of course, the purple team. No, who's that? I'm trying to work it out.
This is Reset we're looking at.
Yeah, you go.
Saints 1 fighting through as well. Saints 1, they do still control the cash out here on the Enjimo building. And for Reset, they're trying to figure out if they want to go from underneath or go from up top. But it does look like there is a third party potentially maneuvering their way over. We see Burnt Nuggets still in control of cash out B. Saints 1, they're set up on the sidelines here, making sure that they can dictate how this fight is going to work for them. They have a good point of entry, but it's Godlike Gamer and Reset fighting it out first. Once again, on Vegas is in the middle of both cash outs is where the fight happens between 2 teams that have no stake in the battle yet.
Yeah, they just have to fight for whoever gets to fight next, essentially. It's a bit rough in the situation that they're in. Meanwhile, we're having a look at Ozzy Punto and the purple team of Godlike Gamer just sort of getting ready to converge on this point. They're going for a steal from indoors, but of course that won't be quite so easy. Burnt Nuggets defending it well with a bit of intervention there. Ozzy Punto jumps out, he's being gassed out, and he can't finish the final shots onto the opposition medium, who's left on a sliver of HP. Nagiri and Palmer finding their way back. Nagiri gets that res on Norton, and now he's able to protect the point from range. They're doing quite a good job here, playing around with this doorway, hopping in and out, shooting those gas mines as and when they want to. A great benefit of those gas mines, you can place them and have a teammate detonate them if you want to, or you can just do it yourself.
Burnt Nuggets is playing this pretty expertly, I might say. Reset, they're looking for a good point of entry, but that gas is staving them off just long enough. Heavy gonna go down there, and a nice little burst from Nagiri. Looking now, Palma and Norton trying to figure out where the last member of Reset's going, but they're gonna get that cash out sorted underway, and this team fight will be going towards Burnt Nuggets as well. Just a singular light player remaining. Does pick off 1 though. Not that it's going to matter too much for the cash, no matter what.
Nah, and all the players that we've gotten a very close look at have been running very similar things. We've got a lot of winch heavies. That being said, Emilian running the M60 as opposed to Palmer, who's on that SA-1216. Very different approaches, you know, the close range and the long range. So, yeah, we've got a couple of different things going on. Most of the mediums and lights seem pretty stock standard, though, right now. Someone beaming his opposition. He's got a great little perch, just gargoyling on this spot, as Rio likes to say, having those invis moments to just line up your shots and try and deal as much damage at range as possible. Someone, though, does take a bit of a beating and has to dash off. Meanwhile, we're watching Emilian. We're basically doing the lights job of traversing the map, finding that cash out, and they've already gotten started on their second one. Great start to the game so far for this team, for Saints 1.
Absolutely. Emilian and Mickey, they look so good. My favorite part about someone just being up there dealing damage from height is that the enemies can go, yo, someone's shooting us from up there. And they're entirely right.
Yeah. Accurate. 100% accurate. And it's really frustrating, actually, if you're an opposition team, because a lot of teams will call out the name of their opponent. They will know these players very well, and they'll say, oh yeah, someone half HP, and then your brain essentially goes, what? Who? Half? Who? Maybe it's the heavy. No, it's the light. His name is someone. It's actually the biggest brain move anyone has made so far in the finals, is to call themselves someone. Oh, the best thing would be if they had a heavy called Over There.
But what's not a smart move is trying to third party up against Team Saints 1. All the way over on the Alpha Acta building. And to be honest with you, the Alpha Acta building is one of the craziest spots for third parties, just because of the fact that when you're inside, there is not a lot of cover to hide behind. But if you play vertically, you play on the outside, maybe in the alleyway, wherever you want to go, it is going to be very difficult for a team to get a beat on where you are. So these sort of third parties are kind of hard to read, and that's why actually both of these teams have decided, nope, we're going to go for the easy one, all the way out of the Alpha Acta building and back over towards the Enjimo building, where we've got Cash Out D started.
I do wonder if they have the time to get there, though. Look, they are sprinting their little hearts out, but that timer is really low. They're going to have to pull off a complete committal to the steal. Throw all your bodies on it, body block with all your might, but up against a full HP set of Godlike Gamers waiting to jump down from above with gas on the point. It's going to be a tall order. A great engage comes as they try and take the attention away from the point, but they've missed their opportunity. Just going for kills now. It seems like it's very quiet over here, so we'll turn our attention over to C, where there is still a chance that the pink team could take it. Or rather, yes, the pink team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Burnt Nuggets, they're doing their best, but I mean, Palma, he's got to just big dick steal this. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, he's not going to be able to hold on to it for very long. It is going to go to Saints 1, of course. The steal, though, he's just going to stick on that res, and Nagiti is going to come back up. Lots of damage going to be coming through from Saints 1 as they dive around the corner and just get this team wipe. Tons of kills in the back pocket for Mickey's team, Saints 1. Now, 31K is not a number to laugh at. Got 2.5 minutes left on the board. Look at the amount of kills going through. Vault 5, Vault 6 getting opened in Jaimo building right now for Vault 6. Gateway already well placed. I believe that's headed over towards the Ospoos building.
Yeah, and importantly, it is Resit that have control of it, and they're trying to get their first plug, I think, of the day. I don't think they've even got a plug yet, so getting it on their final point could put them back in contention, back within reach of that coveted second place at least. They may have to pray that Saints 1 don't do anything to interfere with this. What are you seeing?
Both of these cash outs are on the Alpha Acta building. They're within 50 meters of each other.
Wait, what? Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, B is right there.
B is right there. This could be a potential for a double should one of the top two teams, or at least should Team Saints 1 want to kind of jump in, maybe prevent something. But remember, placement points are everything. We do see Saints 1 getting that start. Lots of damage coming through here, but for Team Burnt Nuggets, they're actually going to be able to put out some damage. They get a res and a shot, but Saints 1, they have the positioning just a little bit better. They have the building surrounded.
Hero play there from Nigiri to keep his team alive, but it is really tough, and they do still want this cash despite being right out in front. In fact, someone here taking out the pink player does go down, and that is Godlike Gamers being wiped as well separately. So much is happening at once. We got to keep our eyes on A, I think. That's the first point to be contested, most likely, right? It's further along.
Nuggets Heavy, he was in charge of that cash out. He did not want to steal it.
Interesting.
What was the play?
I don't know. I could not tell you that. That is a bizarre play. Maybe just thinking that the opposition were a bit too close to engage. I don't know. We'll have to dive back into the VOD for that one.
Oh, but now Palma's dead. Norton and Nagiti on half HP. It's just Norton standing now. Everybody on Saints 1 super low. Mickey going to be able to get his health back up. Emilian still has a couple more seconds. Check out now with Saints 1. Looking like they are in rock solid control, but what is that on Resit? Somebody tapped the objective there. It's Godlike Gamer tapping the steal. Lots of damage going into the heavy on Resit. And Averex Live damages and takes out Ozzy Pooney. Absolutely incredible. We're looking at a Godlike Gamer potentially going out here yet again.
1v1.
His aim goes out.
It's a 1v1 between the purple and the orange, and Everix has to stay alive to protect his point just a bit longer, and he will be successful. Even gets out with a totem, but it looks like his days are numbered. Bursts into coins, but that is a job done. Now he just needs to hope that Saints 1 hold on to this final point so that they can stay in second place. And Saints 1, oh my goodness, do they have control of this point. Look at someone just raining down terror on the point, has the glitch grenades, doesn't take down his opposition there, gets taken down, but there's enough chaos around. There's no steal, despite the fact that Saints 1 have been wiped. They will claim control of that final point until the final timer elapses. And there you are, the points have fallen in the way of Saints 1, and Resit, after trailing for most of that game on Vegas, come out with the second place finish.
60K in the bank. Almost double the amount of money for second place. Saints 1 has come out swinging today. And check out those elims. 8 kills, 6 and 3. We're going to get a look at that final scoreboard real quick. Look at that. That is wild.
That's impressive. And also, Averex flying under the radar there. I mean, we saw some of his heroics at the very end, but I didn't think that the team would, who were playing for last place at one point, had such a talented light on their side. He's gone 10-2 here. Yeah, someone to keep an eye on for certain.
14 kills inside of Resit. That is going to add 14 points to their score here. Not only that, but they get the points for placing second. This is a massive come up there for Resit. A great way to start the day for Resit and Saints 1. Do like to see what is coming next.
Yeah. We are going to Cis Horizon, Ardy. So, a fairly interesting change from Vegas. You still get a lot of those long sightlines on Vegas that Sis Horizon is kind of famed for. It can play out fairly similarly in terms of the types of engagements, but of course it's much more destructible. It's the most destructible map, so you can have some real fun with what happens and more reliably remove that those flaws and things. They just disappear, they evaporate rather than crumbling and creating even more close quarters engagements. So there's a lot of creativity to be had here, especially in some of these buildings where it gets really tall on the inside and you can make sort of goo fortresses from the ceiling. Lots of opportunity for inventivity on this map, and inventivity I think is a word I just invented.
No, amazing inventivity coming out from the caster. Thanks. But what I will say is, like, we did see a couple winch claws on Vegas, but we actually got no opportunities for those winch claws to actually come to fruition and actually make good plays. Usually it's the garage building where you'll see that happen a little bit more often, where you can pull it out to where you actually can hold it from height a little bit easier. But every single cash out that spawned had no real opportunities to play any fun pull plays. But on Sis Horizon, every single spawn is manipulable, which is another word I just invented.
We were on point today.
To be honest, with Sis Horizon, we've already seen tons of teams change up what they were running on Vegas, because once you get on Vegas, it's a nice little starter for the day to figure out, all right, what's working, what's not. You change that up when you get into Sis Horizon, figure out, all right, we use a different weapon, you go for something else. And to be honest, I think here is where we'll see if someone and Mickey and Emilian are going to be able to stay at the top, at as high up at the top as they have been, or if other teams are going to start to catch up a little bit.
I've just spotted something that I'm really happy about. I have to point it out. I've just scrolled down in the Discord call and seen there's a massive watch party going on featuring all the players from the previous groups just bundled up. So if that's you guys, Aimers, Crotches, Estes, all of these players that are bundled up in there, we got you. We see you. Hope you're enjoying the cast. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. Bear in mind as well, and now's a good time to mention it, Ardy, because we're coming towards the end of the day. 3 maps left. There is a giveaway at the end of the day for 500 multi-bucks. So stick around if you want to be involved in that giveaway. We're doing it right at the end. So, yeah, that's how we're keeping you here. You are now a captive audience. You're welcome.
Absolutely, a big giveaway. And not only that, we still got NA matches happening later today. So if you guys want to see, hey, I wish there were 12 more maps and 12 more teams that I could just watch, you are in luck.
Yeah, we are your genie. We are granting you that wish right now. It's a weird thing to wish. I don't think you should spend a genie wish on that because it's already happening. Yeah. You should wish for more wishes, as everyone knows.
I wish for Embark Studios to bring back the recon senses for the medium, but instead of my wish being granted, the genie just served me with a lawsuit.
Yeah, good. Deservedly so. You're the only one.
Oh,
you're going to tell me. Uh-oh, something's happening. There is fighting in our ears. I'm having Nam flashbacks, Hardy.
This is actually the production team fighting. This is just the production team fighting in the background after me talking about recon senses. There's no game being played. This is all you. Right. What you're hearing is production.
Yeah, they're having some fun with replays. Is my guess. So yeah, we'll get that.
Could we get the gameplay swapped out on VMix?
We'll get that sorted soon. But in the meantime, here's some soothing gun.
Reloading. Dematerializing.
Taking chunks out of them here. YOLO TD has to really toy with this. He has to make sure he's in the perfect position as he rains down upon it. Oh, where's YOLO Tim? I want to see YOLO Tim. Take us back to YOLO Tim. Ah!
Oh, no.
Is he going to do it?
He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Oh, he doesn't do it. It's going to be Godlike Gamer coming in for the steal just off the side. And if we look at this, Saints won. Like I said before, these teams are going to wake up. They're going to figure out, hey, this is what we were doing a little bit wrong. And as soon as you get that little bit of a head start, it's going to be looking good. But hey, we got a little bit of an inkling of understanding what's going through.
I called him YOLO Tim. I combined Temmie Tim and YOLO 2D. And now he's called YOLO Tim forever in my head.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's see how this pans out. We got Vault 3, we got Vault 4, we got Saints 1 ready to go. Get started, ready to gamer. We'll figure this out right now as we look towards Cash Out D, possibly being started off by Arrested once their vault gets open. And, oh no, we're just jumping straight there. Burnt Nuggets starting Cash Out D. This is easy for them to hold out here in the art gallery, right in the center of the map.
Yeah, this is a great position. You've got so many different ways to defend it. It's one of those things where, you know, you can be attacked from any angle, but you can also counter-attack from any angle. As soon as anyone comes onto that point, they have to know exactly what they're dealing with. And it doesn't look as though the opposition know what they're dealing with here. Burnt Nuggets able to back away, able to kite quite well, but that steal is being stuck. Not successfully, though, as it gets dematted down. We see Norton give chase against his opposition number. There goes someone. He's just completely unaware of the threat on his tail. And almost Norton getting a second does deal the requisite amount of damage for his teammate to follow up, though. Great close out there from Nigiri. And that is a successful wipe onto Saints 1. Some high-value targets dealt there by Burnt Nuggets.
Mickey, he got the pick, but the third party was just a little bit too much for him because by that point, the rest of his team had already fallen. But now, yeah, Burnt Nuggets is in control. Check out as well, Godlike Gamer on the other side of the map. They're going to have Cash Out C well underway. Saints 1 likely going to be spawning closer towards that. No, they spawn over on campus. They're going to actually be able to make their way to Art Gallery a little bit quicker. Let's find out exactly what this looks like as Godlike Gamer sit currently uncontested as Resit start to make their way back through underneath towards Burnt Nuggets. Saints 1 as well, taking the second floor. So,
we haven't actually seen too much of Godlike Gamer at the moment on C, and we might not see much of them right now either, as the action is happening all around D, and down goes. I don't even remember who that was, to be quite honest with you. Emilian is alive, though. Let's just pay attention to him. He gets winched. Everyone we watch is dying, RD. Oh, it's a curse.
I don't know what happened to Saints 1. They're just not really connecting right now. The dots are not there. Sis Horizon seemingly a little bit of a weaker link for them here, as it is just someone who makes away with his life, trying to figure out what the opportunity of engagement is. We see Resit just dancing happy around, looking to see if they might have a chance to jump through. But to be honest, if I was them, I would be moving over towards the other cash out, which actually has time to be stolen. But for Team Resit, they're sitting fine in second place right now. They're going to go for Vault 5. It's much better to focus on the 22K if you can.
But there is a last-minute attempt on C as Godlike Gamer finally have something to try and deal with. And it is someone who gets his damage out. And doesn't he get his damage out? Dealing not one, but two there as the assist comes through onto Cartones. Can they get the steal, though? The gas surrounding the point is going to cause some problems for them. It looks as though they have found a little opening. Have they got the time as they are sticking it? Surely they do. In comes a player. And they get the steal. Saints 1 just about dealing with it. Godlike Gamers wiped there as the cover was just about enough.
It was one of those situations that just could have gone anyway. But of course, Saints 1, they had to get active at some point. And now that activity has begun. But Resit, they plug, but will they be able to make this through? Saints 1 is awake. They're active. They're pushing. The damage is coming through. YOLO 2D. Last player standing. He's going to go for the reses here as Saints 1. They're locked in.
Yeah, Saints 1 are everywhere. They're taking control. They just want to be the main characters here, and that's what you want to be in the finals. No one remembers the losers. Someone taking out YOLO. Someone's really making himself the main character right now, too. Almost finding that kill. Doesn't quite connect with the final bullet, but he's chasing. Surely it's just a matter of time. That self-heal will come through, but he sees him. Oh, the reload. Unfortunate, but that should be enough to scare him off at least.
I love seeing Saints 1 kind of realize, hey, this is what wasn't working. This is what is. They're in control of Cash Out B, but looking over to Cash Out A, that's where the action's going to happen. It's always Sis Horizon where this happens, man.
Yeah, this is a wild map. I don't think I've seen a bad Sis Horizon game. It just seems to deliver every time. We've got about 2 minutes left right here as overtime has been begun. Well, not overtime, is sort of on the horizon. Haha, Horizon, get it? We're on Sis Horizon.
I get it. On
you
the
do
Sis
get it.
Horizon.
On the Sis Horizon. And there has been a switch of hands over on that cash out. We just see these purple and pink bars fighting in the distance, dwindling in the distance, but the purple bars have disappeared. Godlike Gamer burnt to a crisp as burnt nuggets put them in the oven for a while.
Absolutely. This Horizon looking like America, the way these guns are firing on campus. But let's go ahead and see as we got Reset dropping in on Cash Out A. That's gonna be a perfect one mag onto Nagiti, a singular point of HP for one of Burnt Nuggets light players, and look to the heavy with the winch claw to the side. But Saints 1 nearby up on the rooftop.
Reset get that steal as well, importantly. So now they have something to play for here. They are dead tight with Saints 1, who will get this cash out confirmed. And in fact, look how close it's going to be. Burnt Nuggets only 500 behind. Really, Godlike Gamer are out of this one, but the question is who's going to score first? And it's most likely going to come down to whoever gets the most kills, as I think Reset will hold on to this point. So now the frags are very meaningful. Double points for them in effect. And we're going to see teams just go at the frags. We've got 30 seconds left. Who is going to come out on top in this deathmatch, Hardy?
Oh, we'll find out now. Looking like Cash Out A is going to be underway by Reset, and they've got the upper deck level, but Saints 1 has the upper deck, but I don't think they're going to even go for the steal at this point. They just want these kill points if they can. Better than nothing, but there's still 14 seconds left. Opportunity to steal here for Godlike Gamer.
What a
but
spot.
Someone, he's going to just go in for it. He can get these frags like it's nobody's business. They wipe Godlike Gamer. Incredible stuff.
Wow, what a finale. And someone finding the perfect perch to deal damage, to just rain hell upon its opponents. Look at this. I cannot wait to see the scoreboard here.
Perch?
Let's just see this. Someone did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone did.
8 kills.
8 kills. 8 kills for someone.
Went crazy.
It felt like more. I've got to say, it felt like more. Across the board, Saints 1 did some excellent work. Burnt Nuggets as well, look at that. Even more kills for their team. But look how close the cash tallies were. Look, 43k at the end. Someone's kills really making a difference in the final moments. And then Burnt Nuggets and Reset tied for cash, yeah.
Wait, this is actually huge. So because of the fact that these teams are tied for second place on that cash, look at the kill points here. Let's see.
Well, it's definitely Burnt Nuggets on top.
It's definitely Burnt Nuggets. 18 versus 12. So, yeah, it's going to be Burnt Nuggets to take that score. But
wow.
Still a lot of points there.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the final few moments really were just going to come down to kills. They knew what the win conditions were. They knew what the tally is going to do. So yeah, it's a really kind of intriguing extra system on top of the already complex maths of the final moments of the finals. And now we get to see a little bit of these points in action. We can see it looks as though the I'm not too sure this is entirely accurate because we have like 3 games in, and
we actually still haven't got the last 2 maps.
Yeah, but
first
also
2 maps. Sorry.
Also, it looks as though the first place having 100 points would have gone to Saints 1. Oh, actually, no, Saints 1 are up there. Okay, well maybe this is about right. We're sort of catching up across the board. I would just say we're going to let this kind of cook, let it settle, and then at the end of the day we'll do a bit of an assessment. See, it's changing in real time right in front of our eyes. So I'll be damned if I'm going to try and read this right now, Ardy.
Yeah, we're just going to get ready for that next one, which I'm happy to announce is going to be Bernal. Looking like a little bit of a re-up, the same kind of order we had for Group B.
True.
So, excited to see what Bernal has to offer for these teams. Again, very different to Vegas, very different to Sis Horizon. We do get a lot of teams that pull shotguns on this map and make them work, but even more teams that just go for that long-range engagement, where a team like Saints 1 or Reset can really make this work.
All right, well, part of my thinking is turning towards Godlike Gamer as well. We've seen a couple of teams, namely NTHX and Divine Dead, struggle in their first couple of maps. Sorry, not Saints. What am I talking about? Divine Dead didn't really adjust, but NTHX did. And I want to see that same level of kind of acceptance and adjustment from Godlike Gamer. What can they do to control their own destiny here? Is there going to be a change of strategy? Is there going to be a change of loadout? Are they just going to play better? Question mark.
They're going to just press the W key harder, Jerry. And once they do that, Let's say do that. It's going to work out. But Burnt Nuggets going to be starting off by taking a little bit of a long-range engagement. Same can be said for Saints 1, but Mickey's already down 1 million. Going to be able to pick up one here, but he's traded out someone to try to capitalize, but Godlike Gamer coming out on top of the first engagement and the first vault.
Some great aim there coming out from, it was, I believe, MXKX Mickey on the side of Saints 1, but it can't dig you out of a hole that big. We see now the other engagement taking place, and that is a wipe on the side of Resit, so very nice play by, wow, that was unnecessary. Unnecessary, Palmer. But Burnt Nuggets sitting pretty. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, but...
I don't know. I like there being a bad guy. I like there being a bad guy, and I feel like he's you know, he's like, yeah, come on, come at me. I want to see a bad guy in this league.
Oh, but check this out. Tons and tons of fun gonna happen up here on this upper deck platform as Saints 1 tries to approach up to Burnt Nuggets, and try they will, but unfortunately, 52 HP difference there. A singular one player making it out alive. But look at this incredible damage coming through from Receipt right now as they try to push in and take control of Cash Out B from Godlike Gamer. A little bit light on light action there. Avrex, he doesn't care about the medium, but that medium is a little bit about him. Heavy in the back. Goo Gun on the Heavy as well. Gonna get taken out yet again. Second time aim points going down. There's a medium on the side. He's gonna go out. No more rezzing for you. Light player though on the back foot. There he is. He's close by, but he's gonna get one kill of his own. It's a 1v1. Light v light up at the top. Trying to find him. Two invis. They're hiding from each other. Up at the top. Does he know? Avrex needs to figure out if he's going for the res or if he's going for the kill. But it's gonna be Godlike Gamer getting a coin in, allowing them to come back in. The coins were just too fast and Receipt and go out of the fight.
And it's aim points on the side of Godlike Gamer, who is bringing along that goo gun. Interesting. We haven't seen much of this yet at all in Pro League, and yeah, I'm all for it.
Oh, big fun here. Oh, Saints 1, look at that. They've kidnapped the cash out. They've stolen it into an area where they've got cover. But Burnt Nuggets, they don't care. They're going to just be going in. A little bit of a glitch grenade, pull out to the side. They're really playing light, as you should, being so hard to find. The damage coming through onto Saints 1 is incredible right now. As Mickey gets taken away as well, it's just up to 1 million. Will he be able to lock in, take out his counter heavy? He does take out Palma. He's only got 89 HP. That's not going to be enough.
And surely this is enough time. Yeah, of course. They own the cash out. They don't need to worry about the steal. That will be it. Safe and sound for Burnt Nuggets. We hop on over to the other objective where we're watching Godlike Gamer get absolutely destroyed. But he gets traded out himself. And that is it. That is Godlike Gamer. Well, they come out on top in that fight. H&L, Aimpoint and Ozipunto good enough to put down their opposition. And now... well, the coins have fallen in a couple of directions that we haven't seen for a while. Godlike Gamer with the first cash out here.
Yeah, Jerry, this really feels like the closest group that we've seen so far. Like, every single one of these teams is fighting for first place right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we've also seen far fewer kind of third-party moments in this where every team is deciding, yeah, there's one team that we're just going to give a lot of respect to. Everyone seems to be fighting these 3v3s. They're backing themselves. They're not saying, okay, we don't need to fight unfair fights. They're just going in 3 versus 3 and trying to play the objective. Now, great kill there coming out from Mickey is going to help with this traversal. They are maybe in contention for Vault 4, but they're going to have to grab it from under the noses of another team. Looks like they are successful with that. Meanwhile, Cash Out D is plugged successfully by Burnt Nuggets. Oh, great beam there as YOLO is read into completely. And now that's going to be a difficult situation for Resit as they have to scramble on low HP. Timmy Tim taken out. 3 versus 1. Surely that's it for Resit, and they just have to fall back and say, we're going to fight you another day.
Oh, Norton is taking this personally. He's pushing in, but look at that. The last player on Resit is running into Saints bullets now. Wait, Norton, did you not see him? He was right there.
Maybe he was on the other side of the wall for us, for them. Yeah. It felt like he was next to him, but I gotta say Norton surely is better than to walk past him. And also, surely YOLO would have fought back. So yeah, I'm gonna say he was on the other side of the wall. But yeah, either way, they are very, very comfortable there after that.
Oh, the pike being pulled out as well. I've only just noticed that.
Very neat. C in control of Saints 1 at the moment. as they look to get on the board, catching up, closing that distance between themselves and Burnt Nuggets. Some good shots there by YOLO as he tracks his target perfectly. Ozapun, so the light melted, and another 500 cash goes the way of Resit. They get their teammate up, but of course they are chasing this game. We've seen them struggle, and that is a problem for them. Saints 1 still holding on to C quite comfortably. They do have to worry about this pig team just looking over their shoulder from the other point.
Oh, yeah, that's what I love. Like, Burnt Nuggets is like, no, rest it. You guys are going to stay down there. We're going to make sure we're helping out. Saints 1, Mickey going to get shredded by Averix right now. But Averix going to be taking some damage of his own right as well. Look at this. As soon as they try to make it through here, Million going to get removed from the lobby. And that's Saints 1 found again at the bottom end of a team fight.
Wow. Yeah, it's not been their game just yet in this map. At the moment, we see Resit holding on to this point. They've got a gas ready to go on there. Gateway as well, so they can re-engage. It looks pretty strong for them. In come the aliens. Or, well, the Space Invaders. As Retro Invasion 82 gets activated. And we see whole purple team. I don't think Averix was expecting that one. As he dived down. So the whole purple team believe him. That gas is ticking, so they know that someone's on the point. The Pike can't quite finish it. The DMAT, second DMAT. Wow, what a chase down from Nagiri.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Oh, and he goes for the gas mine, which is going to leave a lingering taste on that cash out. He's going to tick away Million down to half HP. Even less than that, they're going to lose their Mickey as well. So let's see what happens to Saints 1 as they try to make it out of here with their lives. Maybe with Mickey's trophy as well. That winch claw might come in handy, but look at this. Every single team has been wiped now.
Yeah.
Saints 1, they need a win here. They need to get one of these 22Ks.
Whew, so calm. It's quite nice for once. Resit did well there. To hold on to that point, we saw the experts gas play coming out. And yeah, the Pike actually doing some bits. Is I think one of the first times we've seen the Pike to date. So it's nice to see. It's a good map for it, but now you've got these long sight lines if you can hold from above, particularly when sponsor structures is in play, which it is. And we have those moments where certain points overlook others, which is very unusual. It is relatively random, but there is usually a skew towards that being avoided. Oh, look at this sandwich that's going to happen.
Sponsored structures, yeah. The look, Vault 5 already set up here, going up towards the up top area, sponsored by Dissun. But so is Vault 6. Wait a second, are we about to see a double plug for the first time today? Vault 6 goes into cash out B. Where's Vault 5? 45 meters away, still standing. Unfortunately, Norton unable to stay alive for his team here as Resit were originally planning on bringing this over, and it gets doubled. The double happens, and Saints 1 is in congestion.
Oh boy, Arnie, are we in for a wild ride right now? Everyone knows what happens when you get double. Everyone comes to the same point in the map, and it's right in the open as well. It's been dropped down below the structure. We see right now one team has been wiped. That is Burnt Nuggets. At the moment, that point belongs to Saints 1, and they of course will finish him first. What happened there?
I think he just killed himself with the RPG.
No, we've all done it, but now is not the time to do it. Averix getting taken down to very low HP. He needs to survive here, but he doesn't. YOLO, now the last one alive, holding on to B. But of course, there's so much chaos. He might be able to rely on the assistance of other teams to keep that point theirs.
Oh, it's Saints 1, though. It's not YOLO that is in control.
Oh,
it is
my bad.
still a Mickey's team. It's going to be someone, but someone has just been found out. He's been discovered. Over to the side, he does manage to escape, but now it's Burnt Nuggets going for the steal. Burnt Nuggets, their greed is insatiable. Already in first place, they intend to stay there. They're going to be able to lock in that steal there as soon as Saints 1 gets their coins back in. 44 seconds remain. Will there be enough time for the steal? We can see the gas already starting on, but Resit, they're looking for the smoke, look for the opportunity to try to take the fight into Burnt Nuggets there. Saints 1, they need to wait for the right opportunity to strike here, but Norton, as he goes out, he goes for the hide. It's a good play to stay alive for the team here. Averix is going to get taken away immediately, but the steal is happening. Is that Saints 1 going for the steal? Yes, it is. Will they maintain it? No. Whoa, just Burnt Nuggets still in control. Saints 1 gets wiped out as Resit tries to fight, but it's Godlike Gamer that's last up. They're going to be going for the steal here. There's no Burnt Nugget to hold it out. If Godlike Gamer can grab this, then that's going to secure their spot. The first, they get the steal. There's no time for anything else. And Resit, they go for the shots, but they're going to get wiped. It's Godlike Gamer, the last team standing. First place. Absolutely incredible.
Unbelievable. Wow, 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 wow. Burnt Nuggets going for a haymaker steal at the last minute to get that double. They just threw a bag of hot dogs into the middle of a pack of angry wolves. And Godlike Gamer, they were the wolves that came out on top. I didn't expect anyone to do it. Usually when that happens, you see it's just too much chaos. No one can get a steal down. But my oh my, Godlike Gamer. And look at the kills they've amassed. 25 in Bernal. Not far behind our Burnt Nuggets, though. Look at that, 23. This was a frag fiesta. Possibly the highest kill game we've seen today.
Oh, yeah. 25, 23. I mean, look at that. Even Saints won, like, 21 kills, very narrowly behind. Absolutely insane stuff coming out from everybody here. But, again, this is the closest group that we've had, because if you remember all the way back to Las Vegas, where Saints won ended with 60K, and the second place had 30K. Now we're on Bernal, and it's a completely different scoreboard. Completely.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact with that many kills has put them right back in contention. We haven't seen a bigger swing in terms of standings than we will do right now. And that is very exciting to me because, yeah, it's exactly what the finals is about. When you get a game that is going to generate that many kills, it can really throw the standings into utter chaos. And I think a lot of these teams need to grow wise to that. It's surprising we haven't seen that many doubles today because that is the sort of gameplay it creates. You end up with these really high kill games, and those can be the difference between, you know, coming like 5th, 4th, whatever, and coming 2nd or 3rd. Those little incremental differences that the kills give you can make all the difference at the end of the season.
Yeah, and we are going to figure out the last map now, about to jump in. Fortune Stadium, my favorite map in the entire game. I am so happy. Of course, the Season 4 masterpiece map. And Fortune Stadium is honestly, it takes elements from all of my favorite maps. You've got all of the different areas that are just so bright and colorful. You have the really long gaps, really long sight lines, but also the opportunity for shotguns to just go crazy. And it was actually during the qualifiers that we saw this map, the triple shotgun teams going insane. Now that is more of an EU play style, but we'll see if we see anything crazy coming out. A lot of these teams need to change up something if they want to maintain standings here. This is the final match of our EU Playday 1.
Resit suddenly as well, who we're looking at now, have a lot to play for. They were comfortably getting 2nd place on Vegas and Cis Horizon. Suddenly 4th place and bottom of the frag pile on Bernal. So this really means a lot to them here if they want to stay up and punching with the big boys. Alright, Fortune Stadium. How fortunate are we, as you say, Ardy? Rio would be happy as well. His favourite map too. I mean, I think it's a lot of people's favourite maps. Let's be honest.
Oh, it's so good, especially like this Izul area here. It's so great. I love, you know, Sector 3 is probably one of the most chaotic areas of this map. But we're going to check out towards this first vault already being procced. You can tell this area, inspired by Soul, is going to be starting off real strong with Aussie Punto. Taking out Mickey almost. The V95, or V9S not doing the most, but takes out a million actually. Wait a second. He's cooking.
He really is. He's dealt a lot of damage. He's not found the final blow on many of them, but there we go. Takes out Mickey. And Aussie Punto really, really making his presence, though. The switch to the pistol, whether he was running on the last map or not, I didn't quite catch, but it's made a big difference there. Looks as though on the other side of things, Orange are struggling. Temmie Tim on Resit goes down as the last player there. So we've got Burnt Nuggets and Godlike Gamer happily moving forward with their vaults.
Oh yeah, and well, we're looking over at the Halto building with Vault 2. Let's see where it's gonna get plugged. Likely,
He's got the gateway.
I don't think we'll get a double. Yeah, there's the gateway.
No. So yeah, happily moving it towards B, and yeah, we've got both teams spawning back in. Interestingly, of course, they're going to have to head across from the similar sides of the map. We've got, it looks as though Saints 1 spawned to try and take on what would be the hospital, the sort of hospital equivalent on this map, if you're familiar with Seoul. And presumably that means Resit will be going over to point B. Cartone's taking a bit of a beating there, as he's got the zip line, interestingly. We've got the max mobility medium. You'd love to see it. He's going to find his way through as well with the DMAT and offer his team just a quicker route across this no man's land with that zip, as they look to ascend the staircase and maybe cause some problems from beneath. Of course, they are the ones defending, and they need to deny this steal immediately. They've done just that.
Oh, that's the steal all the way
What?
through the drop.
No
Saints
way.
won. They're going to be able to maintain form. Absolutely incredible. And right now, Godlike Gamer, they are doing damage. Someone goes out, but every single member of the team is on low HP. Cartone, 78. The heavy and the light are going to be healing up now. Here comes the medium's health pool, but Saints won. Mickey, he's going to be going for the res, and unfortunately, that means he is not going to have the upper hand on this fight. So they're going to go out. The last member of Saints won, a million. He did coin in all the way across. He's going to have to make his way over. Sector 6 going to be a hard-fought battle, so might be reorienting to get to the next area, but B is getting stolen. It's Resit that owns it now.
Wow, the tables have turned in both directions, so now they have to defend for quite some time here. It looks as though Godlike Gamer have a slightly easier job on their side, so we're sticking with this. Burnt Nuggets under the cosh here. YOLO 2D has to back away, try and get the res. Doesn't have a defib on the medium, so he's going for the slow res here on his light. Averix now back up with all of his abilities. No revive sickness there. Sends out a gas mine, the favored gadget of this medium at the moment. It's done some work on the last map. Maybe we'll see it protect the point here. 2 players on Burnt Nuggets up and trying to go for this steal at the moment. Resit looking very damaged as the domes come out on the barricades, but they find a perfect opening. It's not enough though to stop the steal, and they're sticking through it. They're successful. Burnt Nuggets find it, and true to form, it catches fire, and those nuggets are burning right now.
Oh my goodness, it is a fire at the local McDonald's right now. All the nuggets just going crazy.
They got wiped as well. You couldn't have written it more perfectly. They sacrificed
all you need to
themselves for the
do.
steal.
Yeah. Cash is still king, even though kill points matter, but check that out. Vault 3 looks like it could have a gateway over the top of it, making its way over towards D, but Resit already there, ready and waiting. They know what's going to happen. And check out Godlike Gamer. They're going to get Vault C ready to go. Vault 3 up. Oh, you forgot about the glass there, Million. Happens to the best of us. Unfortunately, though, that means you're going to have to pay for it with a little bit of health.
No.
Those Burnt Nuggets. They jump in. Everybody forgets about those windows, man.
I don't think he even got the kill with that RPG that killed himself. That's a sad thing. The plug should be successful here. It, of course, means that he eats a lot of damage, but that is a successful wipe on the pink team. They only get the money for the plug. It will be immediately stolen by Resit, who are having a bit of a resurgence here. They didn't really come out on top on that final point that we saw just before, but I feel like they're playing a lot better from Bernalta here as well.
Oh, absolutely. Saints 1 going to be going for the underneath approach here. Mickey likely going to demat the cash out. There it goes. But is Resit ready and waiting? The cash out doesn't fall all the way. Oh, enough damage is going to be coming through here. Saints 1 taking so much. And Mickey's going to go out. Absolutely unfortunate there. A million was looking for the wraparound there. He's going to be able to get it. He grabs one. But with the win, she doesn't work out. Resit. Wow, they're actually going to be able to overcome the odds. But check this out. Mickey gets rezzed up there. Someone going to be trying to do damage. He prevents the heal up there from the Resit light player. Saints 1 doing the most to try and remain competitive here. But they take out one. It's still going to be a 2-on-2 situation. A million, 1 HP, needs to get his health up. Does a lot of pressure towards Resit's heavy. That cash out still not falling down yet. The gas preventing Mickey from making any progress towards it, but that's fine. You have to worry a little bit more about the team fight. Why are we trying to steal
he's the wrong
players
bit.
alive?
He keeps dematting the wrong bit. He's finally found the opening. It falls past the jump pad. And hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. Can you blow my mind? No! Unfortunately, it gets melted. And that is Resit still. No respite. No rest for the wicked for Resit. And they are still clinging on to this point. Saints 1 aren't done yet, but it looks like they're worse for wear. The light player last alive. That would be someone. Just can't make it happen. He has to back away and try and get the reses. My money's on Resit winning that point, so we're going to head on over to C with Godlike Gamer defending this point for all they're worth to claim that first place. And this goo is Godlike. Unbelievable techers. And he's finally taken out. Looks as though the pink team might have time to steal here, though. We're just going to watch that flashing bar on our top left. Have they got it? Oh, it's so close. They've got it.
Oh, and Burnt Nuggets, they're going to be able to walk away with it as well. Godlike and Burnt Nuggets, absolutely incredible. Or sorry, Resit and Burnt Nuggets.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. We're seeing now the final vaults of the day spawning. Vault 5, Vault 6, and Vault 5 propped up by Burnt Nuggets. They've got a lot of time to get this over to the very, very close cash out B. They've got the gateway ready and waiting. That's going to be a direct deposit right there with that gateway.
It could go any way as well. Saints 1, the strongest team so far today. They're struggling. They're languishing on 5k, and I don't even think, without a double, they're not even within reach of first place. So they've got to pray for that to happen. They are...
Oh, it might, though.
Might be. Burnt Nuggets have brought this cash out B. We're just seeing where that last cash out is going. Who is carrying it? That's the question, because everyone has different motives in this situation. Nagiri finally getting his head up above the parapet, and he finds himself in a good position to try and melt a player on the side of Godlike Gamer, but it has been split. No double, and that does mean, of course, that Saints 1 will have to settle for at least, well, they can't find that first place. In the meantime, Godlike Gamer getting wiped, and the cash out is firmly in the hands right now of Saints 1. Bit of damage coming through, of Burnt Nuggets. Burnt Nuggets getting the steal, it seems. Or they should be, as they try and take down the remaining members.
Oh, every single person that has tried to use this jump pad has just banged their head on the ceiling. Oh, but Nagiri is going to take a ton of damage here. Norton heals back up. They get the steal here. That's going to be huge for Burnt Nuggets, who've been looking so on point this entire map. For Saints 1, this is their moment. As soon as they come back from that respawn, they've got to decide A or B. They need to get something here to get on the board, and it would be better to steal from Orange. Let's see what's going to happen. Nice little bit of winch action to pull that out to the basketball court.
We do like that.
On in the Holto building.
So the purple team of Godlike Gamer are deciding that they're putting all their eggs in the B basket instead. We see YOLO holding firm around this... in the A basket. Everyone, I don't know. Honestly, it's difficult to tell what point people are going for. They're kind of stuck in the middle at this point, which is not where you want to be with only 50 seconds remaining, Artie.
Oh yeah, and it's just gonna all come down to this last fight here. Burnt Nuggets really taking the brunt of the damage right now. Reset is going to come up into contention for that next place there. As Reset now loses their lives, and this is what Saints 1 needed. They're gonna be able to get the steal. That's gonna add a nice little penny to their fortune here on Fortune Stadium. But with 18k, they are vying for second place as long as Godlike Gamer does not come in control of anything here. We'll see how this shakes up there. 20 seconds remaining. The first cash out gonna be going over Burnt Nuggets right now. It's just the last one. Oh, it's gonna get winched out though. Burnt Nuggets, they want first place. Say someone gonna try to stop it from happening, but here we go. The steal might come through for Burnt Nuggets. This is everything, Mickey. They need to get there in time. They do. They stop the steal. Will that be enough? It will be, as now Saints 1 has locked in second place at the very last second.
Wow.
But Burnt Nuggets takes first.
Yeah, and in what manner did Burnt Nuggets take first? I'll tell you, comfortably. They were at least double everyone else by the end of that. So really, yeah, that was their game, and everyone else was just a passenger in it. But very well played by Saints 1. You know, we said they were out of it. They had, at best, second place to play for, and they got it. So commiserations to Reset and Godlike Gamer for falling just shy of the mark there. Looking at the kills as well, we can see Godlike Gamer putting up a big game as a team. Specifically, Ozipunto, 12 and 5. Huge performance from the Light there. Unfortunate that they fell so short of the mark in terms of cash across the day.
Wild. And a big shout out to the medium of the match here, YOLO 2D. Even though finishing last place, the most kills as a medium.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at Burnt Nuggets, just so evenly split across the board. 9, 7, and 5 kills respectively. But yeah, Godlike Gamer really putting in the work. Almost 20 kills almost every single game, Jerry.
Yeah, and the other thing is, almost every single game, we've had a different victor in this group. It has been the most even group across the board. Only Reset didn't win a single cash-out game, but they came second twice, which is pretty good, and they did very well for kills in general. So, yeah, it could go anyway. We could see a very, very level scoreboard here at the end of the day, once all the numbers are totaled up and all that. So, yeah, Artie, that's it in terms of the action. If you're still here, don't go away, because we do have a giveaway around the corner. We'll be sorting that out in due course.
Absolutely.
All right. Whew. Lots of stuff to do. Hold.
All right.
Okay.
So we might not have the points done just yet. We do have to be going back into the VOD to get the final confirmation for those points for the very beginning at Group A. But we will have those points posted for you shortly. And this is just day one, gamers. We have a lot more days coming through. As a reminder, April 5th, just 3 days from now, is going to be EU and NA Playday number 2. For NA folks in the chat here, later tonight at 8 p.m. EST or EDT, I don't know where we're at, Eastern time. That is when you can find the first Playday here for NA.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to start off with a little bit of a giveaway. So, Jerry, tell me a little bit about how this giveaway is going to work for all of our fine contestants in chat.
Well, Ardy, I need you to pick a word for me, a word of the day. Yeah? Just any word. Something that sums up our experience here on the first day of EU.
Existential.
Existential. That's hilarious because now everyone has to spell that correctly. So, if you're in chat, you have to type the word existential to enter the giveaway. I'm glad I didn't clue in Ardy on how this was going to work because this is so much funnier. You got to type existential in chat, and that will prove that you're here and you're ready and you're waiting to be part of the giveaway. We'll put your name in to a wheel spin, and that wheel will spin. It will make sense. The winner gets the winner. Oh no, it's not a wheel spin. We're just going to pick you randomly. You should find out what we're winning. It's 500 multi-bucks, ladies and gents. 500 multi-bucks on the line.
500 multi-bucks.
So type right now existential in chat for some reason. And we'll get that sorted. All right.
Alrighty.
We've got to give it a scroll, do we? Okay. I haven't done this before, and I don't have chat open. Are you sorting it, Ardy?
Yeah. So
okay,
we've
right.
got our absolutely incredibly intelligent machine learning algorithm here that figures out in chat who has been the most active, who has been watching. We actually have eyeballs in all of your monitors, and it's going to be going to the most deserving person in chat right now. And the person who typed existential that's going to be winning this giveaway is going to be Gibo QP. Gibo
What a name.
QP.
Gibo
That
QP.
is going to be the person that has grabbed the existential 500 multi-bucks. So, big shouts to Gibo QP for grabbing that out there. So easy. Yes, absolutely. Gibo, we do have the rootkit installed directly into your motherboard. So thank you for providing us with all your sweet data that has provided the funding for these 500 multi-bucks. But as we have said before, everybody here, this is just the beginning. Thank you all for being here, supporting EU Playday number 1. Again, we are going to be having a ton of different games throughout the week. You can catch the schedule where at exactly, Jerry? In the Discord.
Well, in the Discord. There's also a wonderful website that has been worked on and lovingly produced by our King Supreme Burrita and the incredible RMRX, and you can go to it. It is prohubs.tf. You can get all of the playdays there, everything, all of the tasty info, even check the groups out. So if you're really itching, and I'm itching to find out who finished first at the end of this playday, you can get on there and it'll be updated fairly soon. So everything you need is on prohubs.tf. We'll link that in the chat so you can get there really quickly. Ardy,
absolutely.
It's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you. I couldn't have thought of a better way to kick off the start of Pro Hubs, and I know, like you say, there's so much to happen. We've got this, we've got NA later today, we've got EU and NA happening once again on Saturday. It just doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. It's going to be non-stop pop all the way through. And guys, just keep in mind the Pro Hubs. If you're ever thinking about the finals action, think about the Pro Hubs. And remember, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for NA, you're going to see two more amazing and beautiful and wonderful casters. Might not be as beautiful as Jerry and I, but give them as much love as you gave to us today. But like I said before, guys, this is just the beginning. Jerry, I'm going to see more of you. Everybody in production, I'm going to see more of you. Everybody in chat, I'm going to see more of you. You all have been fantastic. Every contestant that has shown up today, we are looking forward to seeing you again and again and again and again all the way through the rest of this split. Jerry, any final words? You want to close us out?
No. Bye-bye, everyone.